must succeed. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Guard out.
Our lives are different to anybody else's. That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Greenville, I am calling battle station. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds, but don't worry. I started a very long time ago.
Calling the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
You might say I've been doing this all my lives.
We're done.
Stand by.
Ready. Commencing calculation. Turn me there.
Across the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Got a lock onto his coordinates.
And for my next trick, I didn't know when I was well off. All 12 of them.
No, sir.
Ah! All 13!
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Perhaps one of the greatest debuts of any Doctor ever. I mean, really, those. I mean, look. Did the era match up to that promise? And sadly, not. Right. And I love the Capaldi era. I think it's one of the greatest Doctors. Right. I really hold Capaldi very, very high up there. But that era. Look, the first season was, I think, really hampered by the success of Sherlock. Right, I think that first thing was really, really hampered by the success of Sherlock. The second season, I think, was hampered by the continuation of Clara. Right, that first season, you had elements that just didn't really work. You know, it seemed to me that Stephen Moffat was much more interested in doing a romantic comedy, right, than Doctor Who at the time. Yeah, I think that's fair. Second season, and also, you know, the quality of a lot of those scripts were really duff. I think. Deep Breath was a really, really unimpressive opening. It was supersized to be like an hour and 5 minutes long. Good 20 minutes too long, right? It wasn't that good. But again, what was... and I love Moffat. Don't be wrong. I freaking love Stephen Moffat, right? But what was he more concerned with? Doing a romantic comedy with Madame Vastra and... what's her name? Madame Vastra and Jenny. Right. But again, that's probably here's a question. Was the lesbian relationship with Madame Vastra and Jenny Stephen Moffat trying to fit into the mores of the time, you know, trying to him including DEI just on his own, right? Or was it a beginning of stuff being imposed from on high, which I think really hampered his era. I mean, maybe the second Capaldi season, which, I was going to say, the first Capaldi season, I think it also had lots of very weak scripts. I think it really had two standout rewatchable episodes, which would be Flatline and Mummy on the Orient Express. I think everything else pretty much, pretty much was skippable. And there's some really bad stories. Yeah, Kill the Moon, for example, could have been a great story if they didn't have that ending. The ending just killed Kill the Moon. Oh! And then the finale, the Dark Water, I can't remember what it's called, should have worked, right? There's a lot of it that should have worked. I think the design team kind of let them down there with the Cybermen. I like the idea of, like, you know, the dead crawling out the graves as Cybermen. That's genuinely, horrific. I think that would have been a great, but they should have, you know, this version of Cybermen just weren't very good, right? Especially the Brigadier Cyberman. All of that didn't really work, I'm afraid. Maybe if they went for a more 10th Planet-y Cyberman, right? That would have been more workable. But generally speaking, and it really could, because there's a lot of great stuff in that finale. Right, the bit where Clara puts the sleep patch on him, sort of, and you think he has, and to steal the TARDIS keys, and I'm going to destroy it unless you go and rescue Danny Pink, right? And when it comes out that he outsmarted her, right? He has a great line. He says, "Do you think you know what? Let me play that line." right? Because it really, I think that is a so core of Doctor Who, right? I really, really do. Oh, where is it? Doink. And second, Doctor Who. I'm just going to go from my different folders. 12th Doctor. No, sir. All 13. Where is it? Yeah, it was in Darkwater. Darkwater and Death in Heaven. Yeah, doink. Where is it? Right. Okay. Again, standout scene for Capaldi and Jenna Coleman here. Right. Here, 1 second. Where is it? Go back. Where is it? I went too far. Oh, story of my life, mate. Went too far. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay. What? There were. Yeah, must be around there. Let's have a look. Fine.
They're not sleep patches. They're in just a dream state.
Oh, I don't want to get copyright struck, but I want to hear that line. Let me see if I can find it. Keys? He says, go to hell.
So what now? What do we do now, you and me? What happens now?
Oh, come on. I'm going to get copyright zapped if I just watch it. Hang on.
Absolutely, fair enough.
Right, he says, go to hell. What? Here, is this it?
You asked me what we're going to do. I told you. We're going to hell. Or wherever it is that people go when they die, if there is anywhere. Whatever it is, we're going to go there and we're going to find Danny. And if it is in any way possible, we're going to bring him home.
I love his vulnerability as well, right? It's both power and vulnerability. That's a really contradictions is the heart of Doctor Who, of the character. You know, Stephen Moffat says something along those lines.
Almost every culture in the...
Okay, 1 second. Let's go a little bit further. And she said, but why? Why are you being so nice?
Why wouldn't I help you?
Because what I just did,
You betrayed me. You betrayed my trust. You betrayed our friendship. You betrayed everything that I've ever stood for. You let me down.
Then why are you helping me?
Why? Do you think I care for you so little that betraying me would make a difference?
Right, there you go. What pure Doctor Who, right? Pure Doctor Who, right? Absolutely. So, other than that, but the season wasn't very good. So, the second season I thought was much stronger, but it was hampered by Clara. She should have been written out in Last Christmas, and it would have been a great ending, right? They should have brought in a new companion, right? Even if it was a one-season companion, they should have brought in a new companion, right? But here's the thing. So I think his second season was better, but wasn't good enough for him, right? And I think this season, his third one, which most people dislike, I think it's his strongest season, right? I like the Monk trilogy. I think that was very, very strong, right? I think a lot about it was very good. There's a lot of DEI in it with... What was it, Bill Potts? I say, I'm a lesbian, by the way. Did I mention I'm a lesbian? Did I? Really? Yes, Bill. Yeah, actually, you did bring it up a few times. That actually happened. Really? I can tell you again, because I'm a lesbian. Yeah, that's okay, Bill. But I have to tell you, because the BBC are ticking off the number of times I say it, because I've got to say it over and over and over and over again. Okie dokie. So, yeah, Capaldi, I love that Doctor. Sadly, not served by the BBC. Also not served by the BBC. Doctor Who fans. Oh, my God. Now, I saw the story briefly. We're going to go into it in more detail. I saw the story briefly that they're dropping it. I thought they're dropping it the day before. Oh, man, I guess got all these messages I've got to listen. Dang. From just now. What am I going to do? Hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can play something. Let's see what I got. What do I have? I can play for like 30 seconds so I can listen to these messages came in, which might pertain. Wait a minute. What do I have? What do we have? Lots of intros. Oh, 1 second. This is like I never played. I've got to find it though. Oh, fine. Okay. A tour of Stephen Moffat's office, right? Let me just play that while I listen to these messages. 1 second. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Stephen Moffat and I am the writer of The Unfriend, and lucky you're going to get a tour of my writing room. Right, this is my desk, obviously, where I write, and obviously like any desk, I have a sonic screwdriver, a Matt Smith sonic screwdriver, also carried on by Peter Capaldi for his first season. I have a magnifying glass, that's sort of for Sherlock. Mark gave me that for my 50th, which I regret to say, it was a long time ago. This, like every desk needs, is from Dracula's tomb. Again, just for personal safety, is a Silurian gun from Doctor Who, which was given to my little boy when we were making that episode, and he took it home with him and we forgot to return it. Over here, this is a really exciting piece of fan art. That's done by Peter Capaldi, a well-known Doctor Who fan. He gave that to me on his last day as the Doctor. And this is the very first BAFTA I ever won, which was for Press Gang. And if you want to see how BAFTAs and writers tarnish, I have this photograph here. Look how shiny that BAFTA used to be. Look how shiny I used to be. Look what's happened. Isn't that terrible? The best Radio Times cover I'm ever going to have. It's got both Sherlock and Doctor Who in the Battle of the BAFTAs. I hope you enjoyed a tour of my lonely little office. Please come and see The Unfriend at the Criterion Theatre. We'd love to see you there. If you see me, come and say hello.
Oh, thank you, Stephen Moffat. That really helped me out. It was other content creators. Okay, flip for me. Sabbath ended at 6:25, right? And the show for me starts at 5. I'm 2 hours ahead of you, right? So Sabbath ends for me really late now because it's coming up as the year moves on. So it goes. So Sabbath ended for me at 6:25, which is 4:25 for you, right? If you're in England, I guess. And so when Sabbath ends, you've got to do the evening prayer service. Takes me about 5 minutes, and then we got to do this other small service called Havdalah, which is taking out Sabbath. Sabbath has already gone, but you've got to have this little ceremony with wine and candles too. It does sound a bit like a weird kinky sex thing, but no, just wine and candles. Nobody's dripping anything on anybody's nipples. Everything's fine. I mean, you can, I guess, if you want, right? Yeah, what consenting adults do in private is their own business, baby. But the point is this: by the time I finish that, it's like 25 and I got made myself coffee now. But no, so I had to wait to do the taking out Sabbath service. My son has been home for a few days. They sent basically most of the enlisted soldiers home, as many as they could over the last week, right? And now they're all going back today. And he says it's going into Gaza tonight, right? So, home from the war. So then, I have to wait for him to get his uniform on, get everything going. And so I literally came down. So I didn't have a chance to listen to my messages. I haven't read the story in detail yet about the. It sounds the stupidest thing ever, right? I think I just glanced at we outside of England get it a day before you. What? Okay. And it's just an abandonment of the appointment TV, a complete abandonment of it. It's the overnights are going to be shocking. I think the question is, will the overnights be shocking? I don't think so. I think they're going to lose 300,000. No, I think they'll lose like 30,000 maximum, maybe 10,000. That's the fan audience. It's not like millions. It's like an invisible dot on invisible dot, if I may quote Douglas Adams. Right, the fan audience is completely unremarkable. But I just don't think it's going to be successful. Basically, like every other decision in this new era, like literally every other decision, it's a shit one. It really is. It's just another shit decision. When I look at it and go, I can't see how that's going to work. The only decision not like that was Millie Gibson, and then they fired her. We should talk about that as well. Why was she fired? Lots of speculation about that. I think it was a combination of things, right? I think so. Before we get into that, Fridays I basically get to have off, right? After I make my thumbnail for today's show and upload the video I put out on Friday, right? I'm basically, this is my Friday mornings, right? Here's my Friday routine. I go to synagogue, right? Synagogue I get to at 7 in the morning. I study this thing called Daf Yomi, which is one page of this tractate of Jewish law. It's like thousands of years old. If you do one page a day, you finish it in about seven and a bit years, right? So this is my second cycle through. Called the Gemara. So that I do that for 15 minutes to like read over the page. Then it's like at 7:15 the services start, and I normally get home like 8:30 if I need to continue studying. Now I joined this class. I joined this class by mistake. This YouTube class for this thing called Daf Yomi by mistake. They gave out there's these English translations. You have very good English Hebrew translations called by a company called ArtScroll. And I've been buying them as I go along. I have a bunch digitally and I have a bunch, but I want the physical ones, right? So they give you a free one. They're expensive. They're about $40-50, right? They're not cheap, these things. So you get a free one if you sign up and you say you're going to listen to the class. So I said, sure, I'll do it. I'm learning it anyway. No problem, right? No problem whatsoever. I found I really like it, right? So what I do now is I read it, as I said, in before prayer services, read over it, and then I listen to the class of it afterwards. And while I'm listening to the class, I normally go and do housework, dishwashers, cleaning, that sort of thing. But because it's about 45 minutes. So anyway. My Friday morning, I get home, I put that class on, and then I get the house based. I do my things for Sabbath early, like we have Sabbath meals on Friday night. So I set the table for the meal. You make it look nice, I set up you like candles on Sabbath. I set those up. I do the basic housework, and by the time that's all done, it's like 9:30. I then move on to work, right? And so I got to edit together the video I put out on Friday night and make the thumbnail for tonight, right? I got to jump on that by doing it on Thursday. So I was basically done. So I had a lot of Friday free, which was really great. That Sabbath comes in at 5:30, so that is up till then, right? That's right. So I finished watching Masters of the Sky yesterday. Freaking awesome! Oh my god! Freaking awesome on Apple Plus. Apple Plus is by far my favorite streaming service, right? I mean, so much better than Disney Plus. But it's really, really, really good. So, Masters of the Air, if you don't know, like Band of Brothers in the Sky. It's about the air campaign in World War II, B-52 bombers. Stunning. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to have to go back and watch it again before I can give it a real review, because and why do I like it? Because it's on 4K streaming on my like big 60-inch screen. It's stunning. It looks so beautiful, right? It looks just so incredibly beautiful. So there was 9-part series, and as I was watching it, I'm more looking at the spectacle than following this. I remember like the story vaguely, but I can't remember it like really clearly. So I can't really evaluate it to review it. So I'm going to watch the whole thing again. I did the same thing with Westworld. Right, and I found it really enhanced my enjoyment of it quite considerably. But yeah. So I'm going to watch it. But like, for example, right, and this is the thing that really amazes me in the before the titles, like the first 15 minutes. This is towards the end of World War II now, and you have the bombers are going on the run now. Something fascinating I had no idea. Several things fascinating I had no idea about. Firstly, the British did bombing runs at night because they were just like, just drop bombs anyway. But the Americans invented this like site that they could like pinpoint target places to bomb. And so, but they got the shit blown out of them, right? It's unbelievable. Like the devastation, right? that you will see. But by the time you got to the last episode, in the last couple of episodes, the bombing runs were more to be. I think at the start of the last episode, the bombing runs were being more as not a decoy, what's the word, as a law to get the Luftwaffe to engage them because they developed a better fighter plane to engage them with, right? And so these big B-52 bombers were used as bait for the Luftwaffe. And so by the time you got onto the D-Day, the invasion of the invasion of Europe, they could only do that until when they had when they owned the skies, right? That's why it's called "We Are the Masters of the Skies." It's what they basically said in the last episode. In case you didn't work it out, so they weren't facing any whatever, like Messerschmitts or whatever, if that was the right one. So this is why I got to watch it again. I don't have any of the real details there, but it's just an stunning sequence, right? And it really absolutely stunning. They get hit by flak in one engine, they get hit by flak in another, and they start going down, right? And people bail out. And this blows my mind. Like, this guy, crawls out the plane that's crashing and jumps out and parachutes. And I'm like, I understand astronauts doing that. And, military people who trained and trained and trained to do that. I get it, right? I get it. But these are all normal people. These people actually did this. And the production values are so stunning. Again, 4K on a 16 screen. It looked beautiful. He jumps out the plane and it looks incredible. And you follow him on the journey as he parachutes down, essentially into the German-Russian lines. Because he tries to steer the plane towards the Russians because they were coming in one way, the British and the Allies were going in the other way. But to see what that experience was, it's incredible, right? It's truly, truly incredible. I think it's a real genuine feat of television, right? And it's a shame that it's probably going to be lost in this sea of content, right? Which is what TV is. Which I think is why I prefer Apple Plus, because their content are normally good shows with beginning, middles, and ends, right? That's so important, right? It's so incredibly important. And so you got that. So that show's going. So when I finished watching it, I said, yeah, I'm going to have to go watch it. But I looked, see what else they have similar. And they have a documentary about it, which, yeah, I got to watch that. But then I saw they got Band of Brothers. I'll watch that on 4K in a second. I've seen it a few times. I don't care. I got the Blu-ray. I'll watch it on 4K. No question. The Pacific, which is like the sister series, it wasn't as good. This was way better than the Pacific. Yeah, Band of Brothers Pacific, and then they had every more war movie. I really like 1917. What else do they have? Saving Private Ryan. Every great war movie, one after another. I'm like, okay, I like the streaming service. So you got that, and then they got this other show called Constellation, which I freaking love. Oh my god, that is so good, right? It stars Numi Rapace from the Alien Prometheus, right? The Alien prequels. But again, everybody hated it. I like those. I like those movies, right? I think she was very good. So I think that's very good. It's science fiction, but set in the real world, and it's very sciencey, right? It's essentially Schrodinger's cat, the series. It's about dual states of reality being created. It's very clever, right? The only trouble is though, Numi Rapace's husband is called Magnus. And I can't get the sound out of my head of going Magnus. I don't know why. It just goes out. It's like when I used to watch, what's it called again? The Expanse, right? You had the Belters. And I can't remember how they speak, but the Belters had the very, very noticeable dialect, right? And when you watch it, you can't help but speak like that. We know. I can't remember what it was, but I would do that for days afterwards on every episode, right? Or drive my wife mad. But she knew the risks. So sorry. Then over Sabbath, I finished reading a really good graphic novel. I might review it today. By Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I love that combination of artist writer. They do some of my favorite work. Normally they do very street level, grounded crime thriller stuff, right? That's set in the mid 80s. They do a lot in the mid 80s, right? So this one, he says at the end, Brubaker, that he set out. In the previous crime one, the artist, Sean Phillips, asked him to write a love story that came out as a crime thriller. That must be Cruel. Do I have it? We're going to show myself. Yeah, it's over here. My finger's right on it. Cruel Summer, freaking fantastic, right? One of the best comics ever made, I would say. Right, absolutely fantastic. But so this one was called Where the Body Was, and it started out as a crime story and became a love story, right? And it's just so well crafted, right? Just so incredibly well crafted. It's a real wonderful balance of character and plot. You basically have a normal suburban street in America, and you have a few people in there and their lives, right? And you have like mild criminality. We got like mild lying. Like there's mild criminality going on, like affairs and low-level crime. But and all these different lives, they intersect, right? They intersect, and they create with this central. I don't want to spoil it, with the central story, right? Which ends up in a body on that suburban street. But the way Brubaker writes it is as he's focusing on memory, right? And how we relate to things in the past, because a lot of the time the characters will turn to camera or turn to reader, and they'll narrate what's going on. Said, well, really, right over here, I wasn't really thinking that. I just wanted to say it because of this. And then oftentimes you'll see them later in life and say, well, back then I would do it this way. And you got to see what happened to each of the characters. Well, to many of the characters. Just a brilliant piece of storytelling, right? An absolute brilliant piece of storytelling. Those two really know what they're doing. And I always find it a very fulfilling read. I didn't find fulfilling, and I'm really disappointed with. Right, I also got the 5th Jupiter's Legacy graphic novel. Now, Jupiter's Legacy, freaking awesome. I mean, the TV show they did on Netflix sucked ass. It was awful, right? It was just awful. Oh, if you didn't see it, you had like a superhero. It was a dual story on the TV show. You had a superhero society, with superhumans in it. And then you had the other story of how the superheroes got their superpowers. Nobody gives a shit. God's sake, they spent like the whole series leading up to something that we knew was going to happen. So there was no tension whatsoever. It was just a bad idea, right? The way Mark Miller wrote it was far superior. So you had the main story, which covers 3 graphic novels that was illustrated by Frank Quietly. Stunning, right? Absolutely just stunning. Fantastic example of superhero comics, right? Like adult superhero comics. When I say adult, I don't mean wank mags. I mean like mature, right? Well, yeah, mature storytelling. Right, and then they did a prequel series, which was different artists, but it was okay. They got a different artist now, Frank. And I got halfway through the first issue. And I'm not the graphic novel, the first chapter of the graphic novel, and it's awful, right? It's just not sucking me in at all. And yeah, I want you to know, the rabbi likes being sucked in. Okay, yeah, the rabbi likes being sucked in a lot. And the rabbi wasn't sucked in. Mark Miller didn't suck the rabbi in. Sorry, Mark Miller. What can you do? What can you do? I'll keep going with it, right? I hope it's good. Because I've really enjoyed this series, right? And it's just really disappointing. What can I tell you? Anyway, let us get to the chat. Doink. Share screen. But again, it was funny. I stopped the show. I put something on so I can listen to content creators bitch at me about the Doctor Who news. So I call this one, right, the Rabbi Saturday. Rabbi, I was going to call it Saturday Night Stronger. For me, it's Saturday night. For you, it's our Saturday afternoon, I guess. So the latest Doctor Who news. Oy vey. Now, I made this thumb, as I said, before I knew the news. And boy, did I call it. Right? Did I absolutely call it? Oh man, my stomach is doing bad. I might end early to see how it's going. My wife makes this thing. She's making it for the last couple of months called Tomb, which is essentially garlic, olive oil, garlic oil. I think it's olive oil, garlic oil, and a little bit of lemon juice. You put in a blender, and it comes out this like white, creamy, cum-like substance, right? But it tastes fantastic. I mean, cum might taste fantastic. I know, but I haven't indulged. It's not my bag, man. But man, would I like cum if it tastes like this thing too? I don't. I think I'm going to say no. Right, I'm going to say no. Right, but the trouble is, oh my god, it makes my stomach insane. I love it. Tastes so good, but boy, I am. There's a rumble in the jungle going on down there. Fine, Henry Cavill as Wolverine. Yes, we will discuss this. I do like this AI of Henry Cavill. You might be excited about me, Henry Cavill as Wolverine. Well, when did you see Sydney Sweeney as Emma Frost? Indeed. Oh, God. And you know what I like about Sydney Sweeney? Other than she's freaking gorgeous and I want to come on her tits. I mean, other than that, right? Which I think we can all agree as a human race. We all want to come on Sydney Sweeney's tits. I mean, like, why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you? That would be weird. And I think somewhat rude. If you would turn that down. I mean, I would turn it down because I'm a happily married man. However, I think that will be a good thing for the world. Let me show you the headline. That are we going to read this article? Maybe, maybe not. 1 second. Stop screen. Share screen. Window. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney embraces the male gaze. Good for you, Sydney. You know why? This is going to make your career better than everybody else's, right? Yes, you embrace that male gaze, darling. You embrace that male gaze because you are insanely hot, right? And you deserve to have success for that, quite frankly, right? I know it's not fair, right? People say it's not fair. It's just her beauty. It doesn't. Who cares about fair? Oh, it's making impossible standards for girls. Yes. You're saying like it's a bad thing. I know. But I guess girls can stop being girls now if they don't like it. You know, everything changes. Anyway, what's the other thing as well? Let me pull this up. Somebody sent this to me after my Nabil Saban story, right? So Nabil Saban, if you remember, here, I think this covers it all. That's mine from yesterday. All I said was I didn't get my project greenlit because of an evil Zionist Mossad plot. What could be anti-Semitic about that? That's literally what he said, right? Literally what he said. And Stephen does go, So at one point during his diatribe, I see you're a Zionist and a Trump supporter. Or like, I'm like, yeah. I think both those things are very good. Again, world peace and best according to my life. I think it's a good thing. You know, Israel, I think it's a good thing. Yeah, the only place with democracy and freedom in like 1,000 miles of the area, probably a good thing. The only thing with equality for all, yeah, absolutely a good thing. Somebody sent me this, which is fascinating. Jeremy Corbyn shilling Sill and the Devil's Seeds of Andromeda. For God's sake, really? I mean, like, you should have mentioned Donald Trump when you got anti-Semite in chief here. And look how well he did for your Labour Party, right? Fantastic, didn't he? He destroyed it. Schmuck. Anyway, I just like, when somebody said me that, I was like, really? Get out. Somebody sent me a video of him as well, but, oh, God, like, enough. What can I tell you? What indeed can I tell you? Fine, let us get to the chat. Darren is here. Darren, thank you for joining us. And we have the Sovereignty as it's all stunning and brave to have Doctor Who everywhere all the time. Screw those icky British people that pay the BBC. I pay Disney Plus, but fuck me. Okay, I'm not talking about this yet till we talk about it because I got a lot to say, right? I have a lot to say. Oh, Wayne's that's looking dodgy. Let's see how long before it goes out. What are we up to? Sovereignty. Paul Towson is here. Paul Towson, thank you for joining us. Just what's mad and what a load of shit. Well, why did you watch it? Right, you could have worked that out beforehand. Yes, it was going to be a load of shit. Yes. She knew the risk, the rabbi. Well, my father did. My first words my father said to my wife when they spoke to each other when I first when we got engaged. My mother had, okay, so we dated for like 3 weeks, right? Here, let me give you, I do have it here, right? So Jewish dating's different, right? Religious Jewish dating is different in that you don't touch each other. You don't touch each other till you're married. And normally, I would. Do I have any pictures? I already put them up. Never mind. I was like, I used to like dress more like a rabbi. I had the black hat, the white shirt. The one second. Can I take this down? There we go. I'll take this. I'll put this back up in a minute. Just because I'm just in the redecoration of my office. I put up a bunch of pictures here. Doing so here. This is young rabbi, right? This is me when I got engaged, right? That was me in like 24, maybe. Oh, yeah, but you see, I got the whole look going. Let me put that back before I forget. Otherwise, I will be in trouble. Mainly with myself. Doink. Right. So we got engaged. My mother was. My mother, I think, was on her way out to Israel at the time to visit my sister, so she wasn't home. And she wasn't going to be available till the next day. So I called my dad, right? And can I speak to her? He said, sure. I put her on the phone. And the first thing he said to her was, "Are you mad?" I think he said to her, "Shit, he's not gay, really?" My dad never really understood. My dad was like, "What's with the Doctor Who thing? I know. Why you read comics? You're like 20. What's going on with you?" Like I just find football boring, Dad. I'm sorry. I like things that interest me. So, and then the next day, right? The next day, I tell my dad not to tell my mum. Let me surprise her. So the next day, we're at the Jerusalem bus station. And I call my sister, which is where my mum's at. I say, I speak to my mum. I said, "Hi, I'm coming to see you now. Is a good time?" So I'm going to bring a friend with me. So well, it's not really my friend. It's my fiance. And they're like, "What?" They didn't know I was dating anyone, right? Again, religious dating is somewhat different. So, and it's like, "Really? What, your girlfriend?" No, my fiance. We're engaged. And they're like, they freaked out. They're like, "Ah!" And we went up to me. But here, on the day, so it's like religious dating, right? You go to like hotel lobbies. Weird. I don't know if you still do, right? But that's what you did in my day. You go to like hotel lobbies and you sit and you talk there. You order some tea, some coffee, and then you go for a walk. But I made these things here. One second, let me show you. So for the dates, I made these little cards, Q&A cards, right? And this piece of cardboard is from my favorite dry cleaners. They would dry clean your shirts and it's double the size, right? And they'll wrap it around this piece of cardboard, so it's like having a new shirt. So I had like different questions that we would answer together. I said, "Who do you think you were in a past life? Napoleon, Mary Queen of Scots, Gums the Village Idiot, Charlotte Bronte, other, please specify. Are you superstitious?" And things like that. Who's your favorite Muppet? Those sort of things, right? Which I think are who's your favorite Muppet is a very telling question. So yes, she knew the bloody wrist, mate. She knew the wrist, Lonnie. Okay, I hate to death. Lonnie's here for haven't said hello. Lonnie Rongonic's here. How you doing, mate? Wayne Fussett is here. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining. Quick question. What is AI used for? What AI is used for the thumbnail? Sexy.ai. Well, two things. Sexy.ai and face swap. Here, 1 second. I'll put the links in the chat. Now, I would do a live demo, but often it comes out like completely porny, right? So I can't do that here. But it's free as well. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's I would say, and also it's better than Midjourney because Midjourney's got so much wokeness built into it. And the other one is FaceSwapper.ai /Swapper. Swapper. 1 second. Doink. Doink. So yeah, those two things. So there you go. They're fantastic. Tzvi Lebetkin, you might be interested in the stream we're doing on FSA Monday as a hint. Let me say, Avon Live. Oh man, yeah, but you do it so late. That's the trouble. I'm always asleep by then. Right? To tell you. Who got you? Lonnie's on a mobile, so you can't really distract him. What do you mean? You distracted me quite well. Right, you distract me quite well so far. If you're talking about me, Bobby D75 is here. Sydney Sweeney, defender of the male gaze. Exactly. What are we up to? Okay, I caught up with the chat. So anyway, my stomach is not good, shall we say, right now. Not good. So I don't know how long I'm going tonight. who knows or dares to dream? But first, let us get to the Doctor Who news. Where are we going to start? Doink. Lock screen. Share screen. What's that first? We'll start off with seeing more Sydney Sweeney because she's fantastic. Vulture described the episode as the season's most dismal. Yet why? Because it had a hot woman in it being hot who wasn't scared of being hot. Oh no! God, she's gorgeous. Men don't only like Sydney Sweeney's boobs; they like her because she's the first starlet in a long time to unrepentantly and cheerfully chase the male gaze. She is clearly given permission to ogle and enjoy that feminine power, an oasis for men in a nut vice culture. Exactly. I don't know who this guy is, Inner Stepman, but I do agree with you quite strongly there, right? I do agree quite strongly there. Anybody else got anything to say? No, let's go and look at this. Doing. We'll start with Bleeding Cool. So here, let's look at their two articles about the timing. All right, we'll start with this one. This one. This one's saying it's a good. Now the trailer they released, which we'll watch in a second, I thought was excellent. I thought that trailer was really genuinely exciting. Let's go. Let me just download that. Doctor Who. When I get to the channel. Oh, hang on a second. Videos. Yeah, it's a 30-second trailer. Watch that first. Because I really genuinely thought that was exciting. It's just, man. It's like, it's kind of like Biden with this election. Is he trying to lose? Because it seems that way, right? It seems that way, right? It's really weird. So let's have a look at this. So they announced the streaming date on yesterday. Again, another Russell Davies complete flop, right? And not like, oh, big announcement coming up. Oh, just imagine. Oh, I'm like, what? It's the date of Doctor Who. Really? I mean, like that. No, that's not. Yeah, being the Radio Times isn't exciting unless it's like 1983 and Christmas. Fuck's sake. It's not exciting. The trailer they put out with it, though, was. Let's have a look at this trailer. In my opinion. Doink. Where is it? There we go.
This?
Oh, come on.
Give me a number, give me a year. It's gonna be a moment.
Here it comes.
I think he's full of charisma. I think Millie Gibson is better. Really, I care. Millie Gibson, you really, really, really need to lean into the Sydney Sweeney thing, right? If you just glam up and sexy up, you won't be able to stop booking gigs, right? The Avengers Rising says Hugh Jackman will always be the main Wolverine. No, they said that about Sean Connery, right? I'm not sure. I don't know. But here, what's that? Let's see. Anything else in the trailer? I kind of like this visual as well.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
You know, every time I see Ncuti Gatwa, it's normally I don't hear him talking. Again, he was in Masters of the Air as a background character. All right, I don't think he had a line. Same as in what's it called again? Same as in Barbie, right? He was basically an extra, right? I have never seen that. Actually, let me tell you. Do I have a picture of him at the? Let me find the picture of him at the Elton John party. Ncuti Gatwa, Elton John party. Do I have a picture of him there? Hang on. Ncuti Gatwa Oscars, maybe? Because that's where he started dressing. But he dressed like a twat all the bloody time. Right? I just find the twattiness of it just annoying already. Yeah, 1 second. Over here. Images. We go over here. Doink. Fine. Here, let's look at this trailer again. Then we'll look at it. So again, here, Millie Gibson, I just think is very good, and we're going to talk about her firing in a minute.
Ready for this? Oh, come on. Give me a number, give me a year. It's going to be a moment.
Here it comes.
I mean, like, I like the wink to camera. I don't know. You know, stop screen, share screen. Where is it? Yeah, go back over there. There we go to this picture, right? So this annoyed me. Chewie constantly dressing as a twat, right? Constantly dressing as a twat. It's just so I finally worked it out why this is so freaking annoying, right? And it's like this: that Ncuti Gatwa is a media darling. He is not media darling. He is a entertainment industry darling, right? They loved having him Barbie. He's a black gay guy who smiles a lot. Oh, we feel so good about it. They loved him in Master of the Air. Oh, something else that really annoyed me about Master of the Air, by the way. You had so it was the last episode on Friday, and at the end you see like the biographies of the real people that the story was taken from. So you had the main character who narrated the whole thing for the first one. Then you had 3 black characters. They were in it a little bit, but I don't really remember them at all. And then they had all the characters you actually knew, right? Who actually had the screen time. And they just put these 3 minor characters at the beginning because they're black, right? And Ncuti Gatwa was such a minor bloody character in this. He wasn't even one of those 3 characters, right? But he's busy being a media. They love him. They love him laughing out the red carpet. Oh, look at him. I'm naked on the cover of Vanity Fair. Oh, how stunning and brave. Oh, look at me dressed like a twat. Also, here's the thing. He's not Doctor Who. He is a celebrity darling. And Doctor Who is part of his persona rather than it being what he does. Like, it's sort of like in the 1960s, if the second Doctor was John Lennon, right? And they're just like, yeah, okay, we'll do. And it will be like John Lennon did, right? He wasn't really known for it. And Ncuti Gatwa feels like he's not going to be known for Doctor Who. He's not like he's known for being Ncuti Gatwa, right? And I don't know. It's I'm only 45 minutes, got a head off. I'm terribly sorry about that. Cyber twat says Fly Highland. Okay. Yeah, sort of. You know, I don't feel that Doctor Who is his focus, right? I feel that Ncuti Gatwa is his focus. I feel that Ncuti Gatwa being famous is his focus. And I feel that he's using Doctor Who as part of that, right? I don't think he's doing it cynically, but I just feel that we are an afterthought, which, boy, does anything say afterthought more than this? Doctor Who returns May 10th on Disney Plus, May 11th on BBC One. So wait. I'm getting it. Let me get straight. I am getting a day early. Let me be clear here. Doctor Who showrunner Russell Lee Davies is Ncuti Gatwa's Millie Gibson, starring Doctor Who returns on May 10th on Disney Plus and May 11th to BBC iPlayer. I mean, like, it's like for content creation, for me, it's good. It's very good, right? For me, it's very good because I'll watch it on Friday, I guess, and then my Saturday show will be a review of it, right? After it airs in the BBC in the UK, right? That's the plan. As it airs, my show will start, right? I mean, as it finishes, my show will start. But like, it's it seems like a very self-destructive behavior, right? So anyway, wait, Dr. Bremer 10th. Updates on co-written episodes and guest starring stars. Let's see what just that head. That's just the bullet points. Let's read it. We've got the news that Doctor Who fans have been waiting for. Not really. Showrunner Russell Davidson series stars Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson will be kicking off a new series of adventures in this May, and now we know when on Friday. So is it Friday in the morning at midnight? Is it like Thursday midnight or Friday midnight? Was it on Friday, May 10th on Disney Plus? So we can check the series premiere at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that will be for me. That's midnight for me here in Israel. So I'm not going to be able to watch it or fine. So it's 7 p.m. on Friday. Why Friday? Why not Saturday? Following that, 2 episodes will premiere on BBC iPlayer at midnight on Saturday, the 11th. So that's wait. So that we're getting 2 episodes with the show arriving on BBC One later that day, right before the Eurovision Song Contest grand finale. At last, my great delight to unleash the new season of Doctor Who and Ruby. So wait, we're only getting 7 weeks, not 6 weeks. Oh, for fuck me! It seems ridiculous, right? It seems utterly ridiculous. Well, I say, let's see. Well, more importantly, let's work out Sabbath times, Central Israel, May 10th, 2024. This is the important thing for me. Fine, let's have a look at this. So Sabbath starts at 5:07, and then it's about a week. March 22nd. No, this is March. Load more weeks. Let's have a look. Where is it? March, April, May 11th. Fine. So Sabbath ends for me at 6:08, which is $6 your time. So I could watch the episode by 8:30. And it's a double episode now. So I guess by 10 o'clock my time, maybe 10:30 I can stream. What time is the Eurovision? Like 10:30? Let's say 10:30. That's 8:30 I'll be able to stream. Okay. That's not so terrible. So America, so it's going to be a week ahead in the UK for the whole 7 weeks? What's going on here? At last, my great delight to unleash a whole new season of Doctor Who to Doctor and Ruby's adventures together. Together, monsters, chasers, villains, mysteries, and a terrifying secret that's been spanning time and space for decades. Don't miss a second. I'm not going to, but I'm not excited. David shares about the new. Here's a look at the key poster released with the teaser. I mean, this is much better than the other poster. I mean, it looks like. It's exciting. And Millie Gibson looks sexy in it. Okay, so there is that. Your Cosmic Joyride awaits. What's the difference in this one? This is... is that the BBC one? And Disney Plus one. I guess. Yeah, they got... That's a bit weird. You got the... It looks like you got a cross coming out the top of the TARDIS. I know. So, Bleeding Cool's very happy about this. Why are they happy about this? Sorry, Doctor Who fans, at times they aren't changing, thankfully. It just seems to me that this is a real diss, like a real diss to the mainstream audience, right? Yeah, okay, so it's 7 p.m. On Friday and then so it's simultaneously, right? It gets released on Disney Plus and iPlayer at the same time, right? But it's centered around the American audience, which is insane. I mean, this is an iconic British show. Should it not cater to the British? I think it should. It should. What time is the Eurovision grand finale? That's the other thing. Eurovision grand finale time. When is that? Eurovision calendar. God help us. May. So at 9 p.m. So at 9 p.m. CEST. What's CEST? Current CEST time. So now it is. That's my time. Okay, 7:54. So it's going to air at 9 o'clock. Right, so it's going to air at 9 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock by me, which is, I'll be watching Doctor Who by 7 o'clock by me, which is essentially when Sabbath ends. Okay. No, 9, was it? It's 9 o'clock. It airs about an hour after Sabbath for me. Fine. Yeah, so I guess around 8:30 is when I'm going to be streaming. 8:39 UK time. Doctor Who fans are not too thrilled with the show's return times, and here's why it's a sign of things to come, and it's not a bad thing. Well, it depends how you define good or bad. Like if you define Doctor Who failing as being okay, then it's not a bad thing. Then it's a fine thing. Then there's nothing to worry about whatsoever. If it's a sign of Doctor Who saying, we really couldn't give a shit about you, the fans. We just could not care less about you. Don't tell me it's about an international audience. Wait, did they not release... Here, 1 second. Let's go and find out. We'll go to x.com. Doink. And we'll look up... what's that? Somebody said fireworks inside the theater? Why? Anybody, first you might think it was 4D. No, set on fireworks inside a movie theater. That's just insane, okay? BBC Doctor Who. What are we looking at? They had a great... Ken, she is just sexy. And like they try and make her look less sexy, and they want to make Shooty to look super sexy. But they had like a graphic of all the times up. Oh, has this thing been released yet? I hope my thing's been released. I saw a graphic they put out from Disney Plus. Maybe let's look up Disney Plus. Disney Plus. What was it? Taylor Swift is so Disney. Bad Batch. I'm really behind on that. We've got to catch up. Okay, Taylor, calm down, darling. Renegade now, not interested. Oh God, everything is failing at Disney. Jesus. Okay, yeah, this is the platform for Doctor Who. I see this and go, yes, Doctor Who belongs here. What's this? This Doctor Who? No. Oh, okay, fine. So they're not even mentioning it on Disney. Fuck you. There was some kind of graphic I saw them putting out with the launch times across the world. Let's try Doctor Who global launch time. Is this the one? They had like each country. No, not there. Fine, but then okay. So I guess that does. Are they dropping 2 episodes on Disney Plus or 1? Let's go back again. I'm really confused by this, right? So I was going to check out the series premiere at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Following that, 2 episodes will premiere on iPlayer at midnight. Are we going to get those 2 episodes in Disney Plus? Who the fuck knows? Anyway, let's see what they've shedding light on it here. Before I go any further, I need to acknowledge that Doctor Who fans over in Ireland are looking at this situation with disgust, wishing they had the same problems that most of the world has, and rightfully so. With that said, there was some big Doctor Who news that dropped on Friday. Good news for the world, but not so great news for a whole lot of Doctor Who fans here in the UK. Well, you can just BitTorrent it. What's your problem? Or you watch it comes out exactly the same time on iPlayer. Right. Well, where are we up to? That's well. So before I go any further, no, rightfully so. That said, there was some big news dropped on Friday. Good news, although not so great for the rest of the UK. So what's this all about? Disney is Disney getting blame? Are there bigger issues at play that the 60-year-old series is finally getting forced to address? Let's take a look at what the fans are talking about. Showrunner and series stars Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson. New series for all the wrong reasons. Okay. What are we doing wrong? Why is it our fault again that we're upset we're being fucked over? Right? Explain. Why is it our fault? I'm sure you got a rationale for that, but I guess it must be our fault somehow, because it can't ever be your fucking fault. Right? It's only ever our fault. Just to be clear, everyone around the world except Ireland will be getting the series finale at the same time. In fact, BBC iPlayer will be dropping 2 episodes, and BBC One is pairing up a premiere with the Eurovision Song Contest. But it's timing that's become the issue. When BBC iPlayer drops the first 2 episodes at midnight, Saturday 11th, Disney Plus will also stream the first episode at the same time at 7 p.m. And the BBC will air the episode on TV on Saturday with Euro, right? Fine. I'm guessing you've already seen what the problem is, right? While UK fans will be pulling some late night streaming hours, 2 hours since getting 2 episodes, Disney Plus subscribers on the US East Coast will be able to stream the premiere during a much more comfortable late evening. And it's not going to go over well at all, because much as Disney Plus has a footprint around the world, it will also be seen as a metaphor for the US, and based on how fans have been reacting on social media, it seems like the mouse and us ugly Americans are to blame. Yeah, you are. I'm sorry, you are, but you are like, who else is to blame? It's what? Yes. What, the one who fucked up is the one who blamed? Yes. Amazingly, and they want to take accountability. And well, it's tough shit, mate. Disney isn't the big bad wolf in all this. We've been offered our thoughts on what Disney deal could mean for a long-running show, big picture. I don't see it going past the 2nd season. That's only because the 2nd season is shooting now. Disney are cancelling everything because they are fucked, frankly. And it's going to be amazing if, look, on their earnings call, they didn't talk about Marvel Phase 4 or 5 to say how well they're doing, right? No, Disney are fucked. Disney went to war with Elon Musk, Peltz, and Ike Perlmutter, and I think they're going to lose. And good for that. I'm glad, because there's a corporate battle going on. There's a vote, I think, in April for the control of the board. If Bob Iger loses, the de-wokeifying of Disney will start immediately. Like, literally, I mean, one can only hope, immediately. Take Star Wars. There's just disarray. They're like, oh, we're going to do a Rey movie. Nobody wants it. And we're not doing, we're doing the Rian Johnson trilogy. No, we're not. What about Patty Jenkins' piece of shit? No, that's cancelled. No, that's back. Oh, Mandalorian and Grogu. Fuck. They have no idea what they're doing. There's no strategy going on. There's no strategy going on because they're a bunch of twats, essentially. In the big bad. Disney isn't the big bad wolf in all this. We've been offered our thoughts on the deal, could a long ring, blah, blah, blah. That's the way we're seeing him play. Look no further than the end of the press release that went out on yesterday. Doctor is produced by Bad Wolf with BBC Studios and BBC for Disney branded television. Well, that's okay then. Does that mean that the American fans get to watch it at the time it's supposed to go out, and the British fans are second class? Yeah, which isn't right. Doctor is a producer, blah, blah, blah. Davis has a vision of a Hooniverse that he didn't make into reality in his last one. Actually, I think he did. Honestly, his Hooniverse was what we had in the 2005 era is much closer than what we have here. We don't have any spin-offs announced. And honestly, with the way things are being slashed at Disney right now, I mean, look, they cut. What's here? Let's have a look. It's bounding in the comics. Hang on. What have they cut? They cut so many movies. Ant-Man, Captain Marvel 3, Eternals 2. They shut down the Eternal sequel for it would have been a guaranteed bomb, like everything else they're doing. Yeah, like what? How do you know it's a guaranteed bomb? Because Disney's doing it, right? So, yeah, good luck for that, mate. Fine, Hooniverse, and we don't have the Hooniverse on Disney Plus, right? We just got the shooting star. It's done so dumbly. Oh, of course it is, because Disney's were doing it, right? And Disney are just assholes. Right? I'm sorry, they're run by complete schmucks. And I say that only because I love them so much. Where we up to? David had a video on the Hooniverse that he did make around in his last run. But he also knows he won't realize it again, depending solely on the BBC. Because if you want a Hooniverse, then you need to expand the show's reach even further. You know, I have to tell you, the huge budget that they had for the specials, and the Shooting Cut was debut, didn't help it at all, right? Did not help it. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you should have 1970s production values, even though they're fine by me, right? I do not mind them having 1970s production values, but no, I can understand that not appealing to a mainstream audience. But like the 2005 production values were completely fine, right? They were absolutely fine. Hey, one second. Let me pull up one of my favorite Doctor Who trailers. Assuming I can find it. Missed Live at 5 video. Let's see if this is it. 6th anniversary special trailer. No, I don't want to see that trailer. Where is it? Series 4 trailer, Series 2 trailer. I mean, they're all good. But where's the one? Series 5 trailer, right? I think this is probably one of the best trailers.
My name is Amy Pond.
Okay, what's wrong with this production values? Right? And the new one is, noticeably better, but what's it give you?
When I was 7, I had an imaginary friend. Last night was the night before my wedding, and my imaginary friend came back.
So what year was it? How many episodes did they do? It was 13. They managed to get 13 episodes out a year with these values, right? This is fine.
All of time and space, everything that ever happened or ever will. Where do you want to start?
Here we go. Look at that. And that's just a great effect shot, right? Totally effective.
Where do you want to start?
Well, okay, you know what the difference is? This comes from an era where they where they didn't try and fix problems by throwing money at them, right? They came up with interesting and inventive ideas, okay, which clearly I'm not holding out for.
Anywhere you want, anytime you want. One condition, it has to be amazing. Now it starts.
But yeah, even with inflation, the production values are fine. It was made a lot cheaper, and they were able to do 13 episodes a year. I think it was 13 episodes. How many episodes were there? Doctor Who. Let me have a look. Doctor Who episode guide. Doink. It's series 5 was 13 episodes. Yeah, Big Bang. 13 episodes and a Christmas bloody special. So
you might want to find something to hang on to. It begins.
I mean, honestly, this is like the gold standard. A modern Who, this is the gold standard. Even Murray Gold was better then, right? Now it's just kind of like it just seemed like a soundboard. There was nothing really that really worked that stood out. He even made Chibnall watchable. Look at that. Yeah, okay, it's not a cinema budget, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's not about, doesn't matter. It's about good, engaging stories. And good characters as well. I love this. Spitfires in space. Oh, Danny Boy to the Doctor. Danny Boy. I love that.
Tell me the whole plan. One day that'll work.
Oh, and also sexy vampires.
One simple instruction. Don't follow me under any circumstances.
Will you follow him?
Of course.
What an iconic season, right? Oh man, I love Karen Gillan. You know how I know I love Karen Gillan? Because I don't want to fuck her, right? She just doesn't do it for me in any way, shape, or form. And I just really like her. Okay, I think she's a genuinely great person. I I am happy whenever she succeeds in anything. Really, I am, because she just exudes this loveliness. I think she's genuinely a lovely person.
Because this is what I do every time, every day, every second. This. Hold tight.
Oh, what a great moment.
Because it will change your life. There's one thing you never put in a trap if you're smart, if you value your continued existence, if you have any plans about seeing tomorrow, there's one thing you never, ever put in a trap.
Oh, just like again, the music, the visual, everything coming together. Yes.
Me.
Oh. Remember being excited for Doctor Who, right? If they announced this, I would have been excited. Oh, now Britain. Fuck you, Britain. Fine. So where were we up to? They didn't expand the show's reach further. You're doing it the wrong way. It's failing, right? It's failing. And while doing that, Davis had to sell it not as a nostalgic act that you should love because it lasted more than half a second. That's exactly how he's selling it. That is exactly. Remember David Tennant? Remember Beres? Remember David Tennant? Remember all this? Oh, beat the meat. Yeah, remember? That's exactly how he's selling it. Look at that logo. Oh, what? You're trying to tell me it's not Nostalgia Fest? That's exactly how he is selling it. If he wasn't selling it as a Nostalgia Fest, it would have a new logo. Nostalgia, they should love because of half century, but because it's still fresh, vibrant, and new. The BBC can't just do big in the way Disney can. Well, you don't need to, and we just saw they could do it better. Whether you view that as a positive or a negative, but the mouse is going to get its cheese because it's not in business of being anything other than a business. That's not true. That's not true at all. Excuse me. It's in the business of being a political activist or sociological activist. It's 100% in the business of being sociological activists. Right? Have you seen any of their slate? Do you remember the gay Buzz? Why was there a gay Buzz Lightyear movie? Right, what, you want to tell me that they're not an activist company? They sacrificed profit over and over and over again. They lost money over and over and over again out of ideology, right? And if it wasn't for this Nelson Peltz, Ike Perlmutter, Elon Musk attack, they still would be doing it. They wouldn't care that everything they do is failing, right? They wouldn't give a shit. I remember when the World Cup was being talked about. This was in the 80s, I believe. Talking about America hosting the World Cup, and they said, "Well, if America hosts it, then we got to stop play every 15 minutes for ads." Like, what? No, yeah. So, well, it's just the way it works. You don't have a choice. Yeah, fuck off, America. How about that? Does it work that way? Unbelievable, just unbelievable. It's shocking. I had complete faith in Davis. Me too. And then I saw the shit he put out when he reaffirmed that Disney wouldn't be involved in the creative decisions. Really? God. Okay. One of the things that really blows my mind about millennials and Gen Z. By the way, Gen Z, I have to tell you, they are other than being fucked over and over again. They are so much better than millennials, right? There is such you have a large swing going on, but they're the ones who've realized they've been fucked over more than anybody else by the woke politicians. So they're the ones who can't afford a home or a life, right? They're the ones that's living, hand to mouth when they shouldn't be. It's disgusting. So he had complete faith in Davis when he reaffirmed that they wouldn't be involved. You are good. Okay, you want to tell me that Rusty Davis and Disney, there's any daylight between them whatsoever in terms of that ideology and injecting that ideology on the screen? Do you really want to tell me that? That's a pretty hard thing to sell. It really is a pretty hard thing to sell. To be fair, and I wouldn't want them to be. They are. They do. He said they get notes. They are. But again, it's not like Russell Davies is resisting in any way. Oh, I didn't even resist. That said, it was very clear from the start Disney wouldn't just be renting the show for their streaming service. It was investing in a show that could have some say in when it comes to production budgets, marketing rollout, and other matters. Well, and also, everything they've done has failed horribly. They've destroyed every franchise they had their hands on. They destroyed Star Wars. They destroyed MCU. They destroyed Indiana Jones. They destroyed Willow. They had so much shit, and they destroyed it all, right? Where are we up to? That said, so it was investing in a show because it needed a new property because they burnt the other ones to the ground. So if you think Disney Plus is getting the sweeter end of the deal, two things they are. Two things come to mind. The streaming service reach extends beyond the US. That's the only market they really care about. I'm sorry, they're international for the money. That's the only market they care about. Reach extends beyond the US. Further growing the show's global influence. The house paid for it. Well, I think Netflix wanted it as well. Maybe it's time for a British intervention. Where does a lot of this stem from? Again, based on what we're seeing from the reactions out there, a lot of fans want Doctor Who to reap the success that comes from being a global phenomenon while remaining steadfastly British. Well, being steadfastly British is the core. I think at the absolute core of what made that work, right? It really is the core of it. Once you move away, I mean, don't be wrong. I would love to see an American version of Doctor Who as a separate production. I think that'd be really fascinating. Nerdronic said years ago, Peter Dinklage, great casting, right? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of great American actors who could really do a good job with Doctor Who. It will be a different beast, right? It's like the American Shameless and the British Shameless. They're two different things, but different interpretations of the same thing. But I really think it'll be fascinating. Wolverine 7, and that's just not going to work anymore. Well, actually, it's not going to work not to do that. Does it make sense that Doctor Who never regenerates into somebody from another part of the planet? No. Does it make sense that the vast... Well, actually, that's not true. The Doctor clearly loves England, right? Just clearly loves the... And you can understand why the Doctor as a character would love England. There's a genuine... understated quaintness to the British, right? There's a real England is a funny little country, right? They're fun to they're like kind of like fun to watch. It's like your weird doddery aunt. I don't know. I like England. So I think it should remain steadfastly British, right? And why does he? Because he likes England, right? You don't get the English eccentricity other than in England, right? Those things happen and continue to happen because they save production a few more dollars while making sure that no one forgets that this is and will always be a British show. That is the appeal in America, you morons. But just one. But that's just one. But that's just silly. Why? A show that preaches the importance of exploring all of time and space, challenging close-minded beliefs, and embracing diversity. Okay, it's not that, you dumb fucking cunt. A show that preaches the importance of exploring time and space. Challenging close-minded beliefs. Oh, I think people who don't want to fuck children, they're just close-minded. They're just close-minded. What's wrong with them? Why shouldn't children be allowed to choose to be fucked? Believes in embracing diversity. Let's have a look at embracing diversity, right? It's like, I love the language they use, right? That language they use to whitewash filth, which is really what this is, right? Let's see. I've just got so many things. Yeah, we'll go. Here we go. Doink. What's this one? You hear you're coming for our children. We know. We fucking know. Right? You haven't been ambiguous about that. Right? You leave my fucking... Because you know what you want when you get my children? You want to destroy their fucking lives. You want to destroy their lives with your fucking insanity. Now, what consenting adults do in private is their own business. Right? It's fine, but we need to return to public fucking decency. Embracing diversity on all levels. Yeah, we love child molesters. Right? And continue... we love child molesters and we hate sexual abuse and repression anyway, unless Palestinians do it. If they do it, oh, fucking great! They throw gay people off buildings. Oh, yeah! Fuck those Israeli cunts. But we love the Palestinians doing it. Oh, I meant Gaza. I meant Hamas. Sorry. This terror of, like, just admitting reality says a lot. The Doctor Who could reasonable diversity continue to held back by cannot continue to be held back by tradition and pride. I think pride is the thing that's destroying it most. It's not pride. It's a British show. Right? I'm sorry. It's a British show. And I don't live in England. Right? I benefit from this to a great extent. I don't live in England. It's it just shows what the priorities are, right? It should drop on Disney Plus. It should drop on Disney Plus at midnight on Saturday and 7 p.m. Oh wait, what time is it? It's 7 p.m. is 2 p.m. in on the East Coast, and 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Drop it then, right? Drop it then. But no. Why can't people watch it on Saturday? No, because they want that primetime Friday night audience, which they're not going to get, frankly. Because again, I don't think people want the transy crap that you're going to you insist on forcing down their bloody throats all the time. For David Tony universe, the UK are going to have to start to widen, welcome the world with open arms and learn to embrace change, whether they like it or not. Well, not really, mate. Not really. I just don't think it's going to work, right? I embrace change. I just don't think it's going to work, right? I'm really sorry. Now, did they talk about Millie Gibson at all? Because there was a lot of chat about her recently. More about Stephen Moffat. We got the new Doctor Who comic. I'm not really interested in it. Doctor Who capable of units and units suffer from past mistakes. Oh, God, leave me alone. Leave me alone with your bull crap, for goodness sake. Fine. Let me see if there's anything about Millie Gibson's firing. Because that became like a topic of conversation. Oh, God, she's so freaking gorgeous. Stop, Millie. Can you just stop being so relentlessly beautiful? Sort by date. BBC in hot water over new series air date. Fans rage. It's not okay. It's not okay. Right? It's not okay. Millie Gibson. This is about the return, right? Let's do Millie Gibson sacked. Well, man. Fine, we'll just go with. And again, look, I mean, like, are they out their fucking minds, right? She's a good actress who looks freaking awesome. What is wrong with you people, right? Really, a good actor that looks awesome. Again, lean into the Sydney Sweeney experience, I would say, with Millie. And they man, if they had Millie Gibson being, unabashedly glammed up, you would have huge ratings. And I hate to tell, why do you think my thumbnails are so dirty? Because it brings people to the channel, you dingling arseholes. That's really the bottom line. It brings people to the channel. People like things that are sexy, right? So what's the deal with Millie Gibson? So yeah, all reports are that she was indeed sacked. So why was she sacked? So we did have reports that she didn't like the night shoot. She was being kind of stroppy with the night shoots. I find the reports of her having unprofessional behavior unlikely, right? Because this, I was listening to Dan's stream. They had Mega Geek talk about it. 1 second. Maybe send him a message if he's around. See if he wants to come on. Mega Geek. There we go. Hi. Talking about Millie Gibson's firing. Firing right now, and wanted to know if you wanted to come on and give us your insights. Oh, I should put streaming now. Hi, I'm streaming now. Okay, well, I'm streaming now. And, okay, talking about Millie Gibson's firing. Doink. I wanted to know if you want to come on and give us your insights. Doink. Plus the awful time of the episodes dropping. Doink. Let me send him a link. I have no idea if he's going to see it, right? But like, he's in the industry, and I thought he had some quite relevant things to say. If he turns up, he turns up. If not, or not. However, I think, look, this is somebody who grew up in the industry. They know the idea of her being late to productions, like the being late to show up. It's impossible. You have like an army of assistants that like shuffle the actors from left to right, and they don't have any free bloody will. I do find that unlikely. That being said, she's 19, and 19-year-olds get stroppy and go out and get drunk, right? That may happen, right? That may have happened. I don't know. She is clearly the biggest asset from the show, so I think it's a series of things, right? I think it might be like the Roseanne firing from Disney. What's the name of that show? And they went on and make Karen make the show without her. Or the Gina Carano firing from Disney, from Star Wars, right? The Gina Carano firing from Star Wars was they decided they were firing her, and they were just looking for an excuse. And then she posted a tweet on X, which compared the harassment and the targeting of Republicans by the then new Biden administration and the demonization of it by the media, akin to the demonization of Jews during the beginning of the Holocaust. And I think she's 100% right. So they disingenuously said, "Oh, you hate Jews. How anti-Semitic. You're fired. Anti-Semite." Fucking cunts. Lying fucking cunts. Oh, man, makes me so mad. It really does. She's got a lawsuit against them now. I really, really hope it works. So I think the knives are out right from the start, right, with Millie Gibson. Look, she's a heterosexual, highly attractive young lady, right? I mean, this disproves everything they believe, right? This really disproves everything they believe in life. So I think that is a massive strike against her. Frankly, though, I think she's dodged a bullet. I hope she gets a much better opportunity, right? I really do. I hope she gets much better opportunity. Here, let me. What can I tell you? If you're like super duper attractive and heterosexual, okay, she's aggressively heterosexual, right? And she's, what was it? 1 second. I just got a reply. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I might need to wrap up and go to the bathroom for a lengthy bowel movement by then. Who knows or dares to dream? Only time will tell. ... There you go. But yeah, so I think that. So I think it was another thing. I think that she might have got drunk once or twice. Like again, what 19-year-olds do, and I think you've got to expect that to a certain extent when you have a 19-year-old star. You know, when I sexualize in the thumbnails, people say she's 19. You sick nonce. I'm like, yeah, but gauge your consent. It's okay. And also, I'm not actually fucking her, right? Married, right? Married, which means I don't fuck other women. I really don't. I mean, even if they do say yes, which they don't. But you know, one lives in hope. Millie, you can test it out anytime you want. Millie and Sydney Sweeney, you guys can test it anytime you want. I think I can hold off, but you know, it's a test I'm willing to try. Amber says very unlikely she will be late. She's an experienced actor, and we know she knows being on time is essential. Plus, it's a huge production, millions of dollars on every minute of film, and you have all these PAs that are there to like walk them around by a leash. So it certainly can't be the quality of work, because what we saw on the screen, she owned the screen, right? She absolutely was the best person on screen in The Church on Ruby Road. I think it's a combination of things. I think here's what I think happened. That she's heterosexual, she's beautiful, and I think she's more talented than Ncuti Gatwa. I think she's more charismatic than Ncuti Gatwa. I think she's going to steal the show, right? And I don't think Ncuti Gatwa and Rossi Day was like that, because this has to be a platform for Ncuti Gatwa, right? Because he's a media darling, right? This is what it's got to be, a platform for him and nothing else. So, you know, it's... So I think she was a challenge, and then I think she gave them an excuse somehow or some way, right? But I'm really annoyed that she's been fucked over to this extent. I genuinely feel that it's wrong, right? I genuinely feel it's wrong. I feel the timing of the drop of the episodes are wrong. I think the constant change in costumes are wrong. I think Ncuti Gatwa could work. I don't really know. I haven't seen enough of him. Every time I see him, he's an extra. He's an extra or like a totally different character. I haven't seen anything good come out of him. I thought the Shakespeare he did at the King's Coronation was shit, frankly. I think it's one of the worst performances of Hamlet I've ever seen. So I do not know what to tell you, mate. I do not know what to tell you other than it's very much what this production is like, right? It is very much what this whole production is like. Look at this article. I'll save this tomorrow, but no, I really got to see it. The 20 greatest Doctor Who stories of all time ranked. Now, the reason I find this weird is they got Ncuti Gatwa in it, and what's her name? Jodie Whittaker. I just forgot Jodie Whittaker's name. God, if only I could do that more. How could she be in the top 20 stories of all time, right? I know. And Ncuti Gatwa's been in one. I don't think that one story is in the top 20. Let's see what they want to say. Curse of Fenric. Okay, Curse of Fenric. Who wrote this? That's the other thing we got to... By Craig Elvey. I can't remember. I think he's not actually quite good. Curse of Fenric. I do agree. Now, Curse of Fenric is far superior in the extended release with the new effects, right? Which is the one I believe is on iPlayer and the one they put out in TARDIS Tales. But I mean, this is just real classic, excellent Doctor Who, right? It's everything that's great about the Seventh Doctor era, and it's everything great about Doctor Who in general, right? These wonky, weird, bonkers little plots, right? So British, right? They're so incredibly British, right? To say anything else is weird. But yeah, okay, I think it's starting well. No! Future of the 2 was shit! Excuse me, it was absolutely shit. The whole thing rested on the big reveal of Jodie digging up a TARDIS and then turning out that Dr. Ruth here, the council estate doctor, was a... What? Okay, how do they justify this at number 19? Through no fault of her own, Jodie Whittaker's Dinner Doctor will not be remembered as one of the Pearl Pages. No, through many faults of her own. Maybe her complete inability to perform the role. Right? Yes, there is that, right? Her complete inability to perform the role. So, and also the terrible scripts and her miscasting. So, okay, she wasn't her fault she was miscast. It wasn't her fault the scripts were awful. It was her fault she was terrible playing the Doctor, right? I'm sorry, she's got to take responsibility. Doctor Who season 11, 12, and Flux were notably lacking in standout episodes. All of them. Made worse by the demon controversy of the Timeless Child arc and too many underwhelming scripts. There were, however, no expectations after seeing off competition from Rosa, Spyfall, and War of the Sontarans. War of the Sontarans was a better episode, and it was still shit. Fugitive of the Jadoon owns its place in once. No, you're just putting it there to represent Jodie, right? And how? Adam Scott Fugitive of the Jadoon was a tense thriller about the Doctor between the Jadoon platoon and its quarry on surprise present-day Earth. Jodie Whittaker's era so often struggled to give space to the 13th Doctor and all three of her companions, but separating the group, who then coaxed out some of the strongest work. No, again, she was shit in the whole thing. Oh, and again, the story was awful. That was the one where she met another Doctor and she didn't recognize her, and the other Doctor didn't recognize her. It made no sense. They're like, oh, we'll just go our separate ways then. Goodbye! Goodbye. That makes sense. Never let the finals out kick the cute kid to do it into overlap. No, it was shit. Leave me alone. 5 Doctors, yes. Oh, I love the 5 Doctors. That is a fucking good show, right? I love the 5 Doctors. Daleks. Do I think the Daleks? I prefer the 5 Doctors to the Daleks, but Daleks is excellent scripting. Do I? Yeah, I'm going to put the. I agree with the Daleks above Curse of Fenric though. End of Time. No, that is not the best of the Tennant years at all. I thought it was I thought that was one of his weakest stories, right? I disagree. I mean, look, this guy's probably young, probably got into Doctor Who with David Tennant, so for him it was probably very, very emotional. But there was too many plot threads left dangling. Let's see how old this guy is. Do we have his Twitter or anything? I mean, he looks okay. He looks like he's in his 20s, probably. Who knows? God. Until I see that, I go, well, how? So probably emotional. And Deadly Assassin, yes. And I agree with this ranking as well. Deadly Assassin is one of the all-time greatest episodes of Doctor Who. People were pissed about that in the 70s, the redefinition, the reinvention of Gallifrey. But that one, you see, what's the rule with changing everything in Doctor Who? It's got to be good. As long as it's good, you can get away with most things, right? I think that this was Robert Holmes redoing the Manchurian Candidate with Tom Baker and Doctor Who, and I think a massive success, right? A massive success. Death the Doctor, yes, I agree with that, but I think I would have put it under the 5 Doctors. You were. K's Around Design, yes. So that was probably one of Peter Davison's best stories, and significantly better than The End of Time as a swan song. Inferno, yes, that's in the top 20, no question. Well done for Time Doctor. I will agree with this. I love this story. This is supposed to be compiled as finale. So much about this was fantastic, right? I love the Mondosian Cybermen. Very ballsy. Right, very ballsy to bring them in and make them absolutely terrifying. Right, the dual time frame, fantastic. Right, the as he gets there just as Bill Potts is cyberized, and then you got the Johnson Master at his absolute best, actually feeling like the Master for the one and only time. Right, just absolutely best, teaming up with the missing Master who wants to turn good. Everything about this was excellent. Great science fiction ideas, great performances, and you know, my only thing I would change about this, with the Doctor Falls, is there should have been more generations of Cybermen he was fighting. Right, I wish there was some Earthshock Cybermen in there. I wish there was some Tomb Cybermen in there, and some either Invasion or what's it called again? Invasion or Revenge of the Cybermen, right? That's the only thing that would have made it better. And it was obviously supposed to be his regeneration story. Anyway, I wouldn't agree with that, really. I don't dislike that, but I don't. It's by far from my favorite Troughton, right? There's a lot better Troughtons. Web of Fear is probably my favorite Troughton story. What's my favorite? Let's have a quick look. Shall we rank Troughton? You know what? Why not? Why not? We'll do that. Episode guide. Let's have a look. Second Doctor. 5. So here. Let's start a new Word doc, a new text doc. Let's have a look. Let's work this out. You know, I'll share the text doc instead. Doink. So we start off. Oh, now I can't find the doc. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Come back. There it is. There you go. So Power of the Daleks is pretty darn good opening. I love the power. It's really creepy. Of the Paw of the Daleks. Paw. The Floor of the Daleks. Floor of the Daleks. Whoa, get in there, darling. Oh, man. When AI's there, I'm going to do the Floor of the Daleks. Highlanders go underneath that. Yeah, yeah, but it's not bad. It's not great. Underwater Meds. Well, yeah, way underneath. That's if I'm being charitable, shit. Moonbase goes over here. Moonbase, not as good as Power of the Daleks, but Macro Terror. Oh, look at that! Still yours comes in at the top. I fucking love Macro Terror. Faceless Ones, or Power of the Daleks, and Moon. Yeah. Oh, it's a tough one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make Faceless Ones. Yeah, look. The Cybermen and Daleks do boost those stories. Faceless Ones. Excellent. Oh, Evil of the Daleks right at the top. Okay, the Evil of the Daleks. That's the only animation I can really full-throatedly recommend, right? That's such an enjoyable animation. Tomb of the Cybermen. Okay, that goes on. Okay, we're in good territory now. Tomb of the Cybermen. The only reason it's being beaten by Evil of the Daleks is Evil of the Daleks is so incredibly epic. Abominable Snowman really suffered by that animation, right? I'm going to put it down here. I'm sorry. Bomb. Come on. Bomb in Able Snowman. Or Snowmen. My mistake. Enemy of the World. So this is one they put up there. Man, no. Enemy of the World is... What's interesting, I will still put it over here. No, actually, underneath here. Actually, underneath Faceless Ones. I like that too. Man, that's really going low down. Enemy of the World. Fear from the Deep. God, that's another one. The animation really hurt it, right? Really, really, really hurt it. I don't know where to put that. That's because I'm trying to imagine. I think. Okay, I'm going on what I believe it to have been, even though I never saw it. I heard the audio of it, and I think the animation just cack. Yeah. Fury from the Deep. See that again? It really, really hurt that story. Web of Fear, though. Oh boy. Man, I'm gonna skip Web of Fear. Web of Fear. Where does that go? That's up here. Web of Fear. Oops. Yeah, a second. And Wheel in Space. It's a bit meandering, right? I think I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that after Enemy of the World. Wheel in Space. Okay, 1 second. Let me send a quick message. Doink. So fine, we're up to Wheel of Space, and then now I've lost the text doc again. Where is this? Again, I want to insist this is decided by science, right? This is pure science, baby, pure science. So Underwater Menace still at the bottom. We did Wheel of Space. Did I put that in yet? No, I didn't. Oh, I did put Wheel of Space in. Dominators. So now it's an interesting question. Where are you going to put Dominators, which I quite like, but it's kind of shit in a lot of ways as well. Wheel in Space. I think Dominators is about the same. I like the Quarks, don't get me wrong. Mind Robber, I'm going to put way up there, actually, because I do like that. Mind Robber, no, it's going after Power of the Daleks. Mind Robber. Invasion, though, that's high up there. That goes after Tomb of the Cybermen. Invasion. Crotons and shit. God bless you. With the South African crystalline monsters, they are much better in the BBC book. What's it called again? Alien Bodies. They were really good in that, right? So the Crotons, I will put. That's going down quite. Yeah. It goes underneath the Dominators. Who were Crotons. Or Crontons, that I just wrote. Seeds of Death, excellent. Wait, how did I miss the Ice Warriors? Man, I just skipped over the Ice Warriors. Let me put those in now. Where's that going to go? Base Under Siege. Over here. Ice Warriors. And then we got, we did, 1 second, Seeds of Death. Did I put Seeds of Death in? Let's have a look. I put it in somewhere. Ice Warrior. No, I didn't. Fine. That's why I realized I didn't put Ice Warriors in. So I think Ice Warrior. Seeds of Death over here. Seeds of Death. Space Pirates is a bit naff. Put that over here. I think here actually. Space Pirates. And then the War Games, that goes way up there, right? That is one of the best examples of fantastic writing. War Games. So there you go. So that's the correct order, right? That's the correct order. Let's run through the rest of these stories. Rest of these. Now I've lost the window. What? Oh, hang on. That was there. It was right in front of me. Doink. 5. We're at number 10. So yeah, that's the correct order, right? That is the correct order for the Travis stories. How they got Enemy of the World as their best story when it's like in the bottom echelons. They are bad, right? They are very bad. Okay, fine. Let's just whiz through the rest of these. She cried. Jigger. Fine. So Enemy of the World. Top 10. Doctor Dancers. Yeah, I agree. Absolute classic. This is Doctor Who reaching its potential in the 2005 series. Daemons. Yes. I love seeing the unit crowd outside out of uniform. Who were Human Nature, Family of Blood. I will put the Demons. No, I think that's on a par with them. That might be slightly better, right? Yeah, Human Nature, Family of Blood, another all-time classic. Talons of Weng Chiang. Yeah, 6. That's a good invasion. Okay, we're agreeing. Girl in the Fireplace. No, right? Girl in the Fireplace is great for 35 minutes. The last 10 minutes is just like padding. Genesis of the Daleks. Now, what would I put first? Genesis of the Daleks or Talons of Weng Chiang? I'm putting Talons of Weng Chiang before, but it should be in there in the top 10. Blink. Okay, so what they're going to do is the number 1 story of all time is Heaven. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. And I say that as a rabbi and a man of science. Fuck off. Right? Really? No, don't get me wrong. Great performance, but you can only watch that episode once. Right? It doesn't fly a second time, she cried. Anyway. And so I've reached out into the ether web, into the ether to find people who could talk about the current state of Doctor Who, maybe anything else as well, actually, with some knowledge and understanding of the industry that does spawn it. And I have found someone, right? I have found someone who knows the inner workings of the evil filth that is the entertainment industry. Quite a clean chap himself, and quite a good director. I could recommend his work. In fact, I should recommend it. I will recommend his work. However, I digress, right? He is here to join us tonight. He is not just any kind of geek. He is the biggest, the most all-around mega geek there is. Mega geek, thank you for joining us. And he's not there. Hello. It's Mike Slough. I'll keep this on until he comes up. Here, 1 second. Colin Archer, while we're waiting for Mega Geek to come on. Oh, 1 second. What did he say? He just said he'll be back. I'll wait until he gets back.
Sorry.
Oh, he's back.
Sorry, I went for a pee.
I know. I didn't read the private chat. Fine. Hold on, I'll get 1 second. Let me just see. This guy listen to Colin Archer. Listen to Born to Die yesterday. It's Sontarans versus Rutons. Although Surprise was reasonably obvious given the titles. Yeah, I guess so. But the audio-only fight sounded weird to me. I guess so. It was the weakest one of that series so far. How are you, Mega Geek? Thank you for joining us.
I'm all right. How are you?
Praise the good Lord. By the way, I have just finished watching Masters of the Sky on Apple Plus.
Right.
Apple Plus is my favorite streaming service right now. Have you seen it?
No. I saw 1 episode. That was enough for me.
Really? What did you... Okay.
Yeah.
So here's where I am with it, right? I got to go and watch the whole series again because I watching online in 4K on a 60-inch screen, it looks stunning. Right, the aerial, which is all fake, the aerial photography, but it all looks incredibly real. And I don't know. I would really recommend giving it another try because, look, watching like a photorealistic, very accurate recreation of what it was like to be in a B-52 bomber over raiding Germany during World War II and being shot down and parachuting out. You really have a visceral feel. Like just when you saw Titanic, you kind of felt what it was like to go down on Titanic that night, right? You really you were. She cried.
Sounds rude.
You were. I mean, I think Leonardo DiCaprio had a better idea what it was like to go down on the Titanic that night. Oh man, has anybody had more sex on screen than what's her name from Titanic?
I don't know. You got 60-inch screen. I've got 57.
Okay. Well, listen,
so
we're not going to compare sizes.
Huge, then.
We're not going to compare sizes.
60 must be huge, man. That's got to be.
Tell you, that's the only time a Jewish man hears that. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you this story? Right. One time I was at the where was the where did John the Baptist do the baptizing? It was the Canary, right?
Jordan. No, river.
No, that's the Jordan River. No, I'm talking about
right.
the Kineret River, maybe.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know. Anyway, it's by Tiberias. Anyway, so there's a great fish restaurant there, right? And it was and it's huge, and you get bus upon bus load of Christian tourists go there, like, and they have the whole thing worked out. They bring them the figs and the fish and the whole thing. Anyway, so I like that restaurant. So we were there, so we went there. I went to go to pee, right? And again, this huge Christian group there, and they're all this like black Christian group from Memphis or somewhere. And I was waiting to go and have a shit, as one does. And then one guy says to another, waiting for them. He says, wait, why are you waiting for the stool? Why didn't you just go, to the urinal? He said, oh, I don't want to scare the natives. And let me tell you, he would.
Gifted race.
Anyway, so I enjoyed the weekly rollout for that. I thought that was very good. But so I watched it first for the spectacle, and that spectacle is absolutely breathtaking. As it goes forward, you see what you go into a prisoner of war thing. Like again, there's so much about it. I really recommend. It's probably one of the strongest things I've seen this year.
Oh,
Plus, there's another show called Constellation. That's on. There's got one more episode to go. Really good. And then they have Silo, which is another excellent production. I'll tell you why that's good. It's a 9-10 episode series. Each episode has a beginning, middle, and an end. And it's like they don't introduce a main character till the second episode or the third episode maybe. And the world building's excellent, and the character work is excellent, and the story is very good as well. So I'm giving it Apple Plus a big recommend. What didn't you like about Masters of the Sky?
I just couldn't. First episode, I haven't got Apple TV. Somebody sent it to me. Sorry. I watched the first episode and I wasn't really enthralled. I didn't really care about anyone. I don't know. I think I have a problem with today's TV shows and TV movies. I seem to be going backwards now and watching films that I enjoy.
Everybody does. Listen,
Yeah,
you watch a mediocre movie from 10, 15 years ago, it's streets ahead of everything. Your X-Men, what's that third X-Men movie? The one with Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
The one that was directed by the guy who directed Rush Hour. Can't remember his name.
Right. And everyone said that was shit. You watch that now.
Yeah.
You're not fiddling on your phone. You're engaged with it, right?
Yeah.
It's a good movie, right? It's like genuinely a good movie.
Yeah, I watched the Avengers last week and just loved it. Right across the board.
Again, well, those days are long gone, mate.
I know.
Days are long gone.
I know.
So I was reading about the Doctor Who rollout on for America.
Right.
Listen, are you? Yeah. How do you British like getting sloppy seconds? Because that's where you are now, mate. Bloody hell.
Do you know what, mate? I don't care anymore.
I know. I wouldn't expect you to care because you're not watching it, right?
I'm not going to watch it. It's pointless.
I totally hear it, right? I totally hear it. There is no creative decision they made decision in any way they made thus far. That's been a good one. The only good one was hiring Millie Gibson, and they fired her, which is why I want to bring you on, right?
Yeah, well, according to Dan, they sacked her. According to
Dan. They definitely did. Right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it hasn't been officially.
It's never going to be officially announced.
But so basically they fired her because of tidiness, because she was turning up late and stuff like that.
I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe it
for a second.
Yeah, I don't believe it either.
I think it's more akin to the firing of Gina Carano or Roseanne Barr, where they decide they want to get rid of her. And I think there's two reasons they want to get rid of her. One, she's a insanely attractive heterosexual girl, right? And now, by the way, right now we have Sydney Sweeney leaning into the male gaze, right? And boy, is she going to do well for that.
Yeah.
But have you seen my thumbnail for tonight?
Yes, I have.
Again, does anybody fit the White Queen better than this? What is wrong with Hollywood that they can't? Like, if they glammed up Millie Gibson for the promo stuff, you'll be fighting off viewers, right? It's just the way it is, right?
Look, I will say this again, right? And this is not Doctor Who. I'm sorry, but it's not Doctor Who. And morally speaking, it's wrong to watch a show like this, especially when they push the agenda. I can't
disagree with you. I disagree with you.
I don't believe in teaching young children this stuff at this age. Again, right? It's good if they're old enough they can understand, but just actually putting stuff in TV shows like this.
I agree with you. See, Dan's view is that that Russell Davies hopefully got it all out of his system with Star Beast, and because in the shooting stuff there wasn't any of the overtly gay stuff, right? The overtly, I wouldn't say gay, queer stuff, because being gay I think is much more normal than being queer, right? You had like the snowman line, which I didn't really get, and you had like the dance scene in the club, but all that stuff I could watch with my kids or my grandkids when I have them and not feel uncomfortable. There's no way I'd watch Star Beast with my kids or any show that does that. So it all depends where it's going to go.
Look, they're catering to a tiny audience.
They are.
And they're expecting, millions to watch it or more, more than 20 million to watch it. And it's not going to happen, right? But whatever happens, they're never going to admit that there's only a limited amount of people watching it. So again, right, I would say this, okay, for me personally, I'm not watching this show. I stop here. This is not Doctor Who. They can have it. And I will say this, right, with hand on heart, that they should never have cast a black man to be the Doctor.
Think that's the issue?
I don't think that's the issue at all. I personally think, 20 years ago, if they cast Adrian Lester as the Doctor, I would have accepted it.
Perfect. Instead of Colin Baker, he would have been
perfect. Yeah. I would have accepted it, fantastically. But now, because of what's going on now, I think the only reason why he was cast is not because he did a great audition. It was because of the current times. That's why he was cast, and that's wrong.
This is the thing that pisses me off about Ncuti Gatwa, right? Let me throw this picture up so to illustrate it.
I think I've seen it.
There you go. Okay.
Yep.
He's a Hollywood darling, right? They love how weird and gay and black he is and smiley. They like their black men smiley and dark, right? That's a real constant, but they really do, the races in Hollywood. So and it just feels to me it's like Doctor Who is a part of his persona rather than Shooting Gatwa is part of Doctor Who's persona, right?
Well, the thing is, if kids see this, that's what they want. They want this person who is heading a children's show for little kids to see this pictures of him dressed like this and think it's normal. They're trying to look. No disrespect to anyone that's gay out there. I have plenty of gay friends. I know that sounds
this is nothing to do with being gay.
Exactly.
Being a twat isn't being gay.
Exactly. It's to do with the brand of the show, and it's also to do with what you call it. Grooming kids, which I'm totally against.
100%.
And this is what they're doing. They think it's subtle, but it's not.
It's not subtle, and that's why Disney is going down in flames now. There's two things I think were the issue. I think the first, she goes against the measures of the show, which is heterosexuality. She just exudes heterosexuality, not just by being hot, but like I think she's very feminine. What can I tell you? But the second thing, I think the most unforgivable crime that she committed was she was more charismatic and talented than Shooting Gatwa. Right? Did you see this the Christmas one?
Of course I did. I was on your show talking about it.
I can remember. God. Dude, I've been in the middle of a war since then.
I know.
Yeah,
look, he was terrible as the Doctor. He brought nothing to that role at all in that episode at all. Millie,
wait, let me process that. Did he bring any? I will agree with you. I don't think he brought anything to the role, but I don't think he wasn't unconvincing in the same way that Jodie Whittaker was, right? I could buy him as a Doctor, but I don't think he brought anything new to the role. I agree with you there.
I mean, if you look at the way Matt Smith was introduced in the first episode, his first episode, he stamped it right there and then that he was the Doctor. Same thing with David Tennant with the orange, the orange and the, I'm that kind of a man. Right. They're all, but this guy, I can talk rope. Come on.
Honestly, but here's the thing: he's in all these big productions, but he's an extra. He was in Masters of the Air. He didn't have a word in it. He was standing in the background. He was in Barbie. He didn't have a word in it. It was just standing in the background, right? See, that's the thing. He's a purse puppy. He's a purse puppy for all these things. Say, look at our gay black man we got. We're such great people. Right, and again,
my heart dropped when they showed me a picture of the new Doctor. I was like, well, it's finished now. Then that's my first thought. It's done now.
Well, that was the one where he was on the carpet with that weird outfit, which showed.
No. It was. I remember it was Christmas time. I was meeting up with Simon. I was in Birmingham or the outskirts of Birmingham. I was meeting up with him. And I got a text from Dan because Dan couldn't make it. He was sick, and he showed me a picture of the Doctor, and my heart just dropped. I thought.
Well, what picture was it?
It was the very first picture they sent out of him playing the Doctor. It was it wasn't in his it was in his costume. It was the thing that was in his costume, and we thought the costume looked awful. I thought, it's just a waste of everybody's time. This is a waste of time. They're trying to push the agenda. That's all they're doing. They don't care about what the Doctor's doing.
I fear you might be right. I'll be watching it anyway. And look, I'll give my honest response when I see it. But I fear you may be right. And my fears grow daily, right? Absolutely daily. But honestly, I don't see it going beyond the second season, right?
I think it will.
I don't know. Look, this is cancelling everything. But firstly, okay, you got the investor vote in April for so you got Nelson Peltz and Eichel Mutter, and you got Elon Musk on Twitter just blowing up Disney every day, right? Just torpedoing them constantly. So I see them. They're very likely that they will win that corporate vote unless there's some kind of cheating going on, which could well happen, right? But I see them winning, and if that happens, the woke shit ends overnight, literally overnight. I
was talking to a friend only a couple of days ago, actually, a friend of mine that lives in LA. He's an actor, and he was explaining to me, you don't realize how deep this stuff is. It's incredibly deep, built into the Hollywood system now. All the people that are in charge, majority of them are of this ilk.
Yeah, I know. So what you do is you come in and you fire everyone. Like you first fire Kathleen Kennedy. Obviously, you close all the DEI departments.
But they're not going to do that, though.
I think
because when I say deep, I mean deep right across the board, from the theaters that they've got in America straight across to the distribution arms, everything, right? So if you go into Disney and you fire them, right, you'll have nowhere to go. You'll be blocked by everything that surrounds movies.
Honestly, that is
that's
what
how
I'm
deep
saying. Elon Musk at Twitter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how deep it is. That he was saying to me, you don't realize how deep this kind of religion is in Hollywood. It really is in the heart of where everything happens. So as I'm saying, not only in the studios do they have these people, but they have them in the distribution arms everywhere.
Again, I agree, because you know why? They all come from this. All comes from the insanity that they're pumped into in college now.
Yeah,
right? The higher education is a disaster.
Yeah,
is an absolute disaster. So is there anything you are enjoying on that's on right now?
I don't know. What did I watch lately? Man, I watched a bit of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I thought was awful.
Oh, why would you watch that?
because I was so bored. I was like, let me watch one episode. I watched one episode. Like,
okay, Apple Plus, mate. Apple.
I haven't got Apple. That's the problem. I haven't got Apple. So
it's $10.
I know it's $10. I'm already paying for Sky though. That's the problem.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm saying get it for 1 month. In my head, it's like going to Blockbusters, renting out a video, right, or going to the cinema, right? I'll pay $20 to go see a movie. Apple Plus, I get a bunch of movies and a bunch of TV shows. I can have it a month. I can have it longer than that. I'm keeping it longer because I finished watching Master of the Air and I went to see what else they had on. Similar, they had Band of Brothers. They had the Pacific. They had 1917. They had Saving Private Ryan. They had like every great war movie, right? I'm like, and again, having them in 4K really. Like, I paid for a year of Disney up front. And the only thing I like about it is being able to see like old movies.
But the problem is that when they're screening it, when they're broadcasting it, it's compressed like hell. So I watched a bit of so basically I was watching Taken, right? A couple of weeks ago because I wanted to see it again. So I've got a copy of Taken on Blu-ray, right? So I decided, you know, I don't want to go there and put my Blu-ray on and shove it in the machine. What
exactly.
I'll do is I'll watch it.
That's why
I'll watch it on Amazon, right? I started watching it and it was cut. That was one. So the version that they have on Amazon was cut. Also, the picture didn't look as good as the Blu-ray picture. It's compressed like hell. Everything you see on these streaming channels are compressed compared to the real deal. So I ended up taking it off, going to my thing, put in the Taken, starting from the beginning and watching that, and the picture's so much better. That's what I'm saying. It's and also the new things they're introducing, like Night Agent, which is a really good show. That was the last good show I saw. I don't know if you've ever seen Night Agent, which is on.
No, I don't know what it is.
It's an action adventure thing. It's really good, Night Agent. So they're not going to come on Blu-ray or DVD at all. These shows. So what does that say about they've really got a stranglehold on entertainment Hollywood?
Well, this is why when I have a streaming service and show I like, I illegally download it in the highest, and I'm like, it's mine now. Okay, I pay for it. If you offer it on Blu-ray, I'll buy it, but you don't. Okay.
But a lot of people can't do that though, and I can't do it. I know I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Basically,
BitTorrent?
No, I don't visit those places. No, don't visit those places. Why would I visit those places? But yeah, I should.
Movies.
But
that's why anybody goes there, isn't it?
The thing is, though, it's a shame, really, because I went again. You know, I went to see Dune, right? And my mind just says to me it's CGI, and my mind just stops there. You know,
well, honestly, it depends on CGI. I found like Master of the Air to be excellent, right? I mean, just like I couldn't tell it wasn't real.
I can only speak for myself, Rabbi. Like if you look at, say, I don't know, Force Awakens, then you look at Star Wars, and you see the bit in a desert, you know that Anthony Daniels is there. Do you know what I mean? And then when you look at this like Mandalorian, there's something about it, even though it looks real, something about it that your mind disconnects from it. My mind, I'm speaking for myself, obviously, and I don't know. It's just something about the real stuff that really gets me. Again, I watched Die Hard again at Christmas time, and I just loved it right across the board. Even though I can see the stuntman, even though I can see certain bits that happen, but it's just it's real, right? When you watch these films today, it's like half of it's CGI, half of it's I don't know.
Well, I think there's CGI everywhere. Here, one second. Let me pull up the trailer for the last episode of Master of the Air because I'll get your opinion on it because. Again, to my eye, it looks stunning. I'm going to go back and watch the whole show again, so I can really get more a grip on the plot and the characterization. Because I was too busy watching the taken in by the spectacle of it, right? And there's just a lot of spectacle there. Let me pull this up. Season finale.
Goons gave us 30 minutes, then we march.
Yeah, about halfway through the show, you could again in the early parts of the show, you see the bombing raids over Germany.
Yeah,
and again, so incredibly to me, it felt very realistic.
Okay, so if you just look at this still here, right? You know this isn't real, right? You know that some of it's real, some of it isn't, right? And that's the thing with me. I can tell that, like even the photography, right? Even the photography is too perfect for my mind to latch onto. If this was,
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what takes me out of it.
That show, what's the show again? Was it Firefly? Josh Whedon's show.
Yeah.
So what I think really sold the special effects in that is they put in all these 1970s lit lens flares, and things like they put in like the inconsistent. They had like crash zooms, things like they put in the inconsistencies that you would see in real life. Which I thought was very good. Here, no, everything is very, very idolized.
I think Chris Nolan's got it right. When he was doing the Batman trilogy and that bat thing was flying across the street, he had the bat thing flying across the street. Obviously, it was on wheels.
Although I have to tell you, Force Awakens, that was very practical.
Well, I don't know. Well, I hated that film, so I'm biased when it comes to things like that.
I see. Force Awakens, I had hope. I had not hope. I had no clue what was coming. After I thought it will be great. I thought Last Jedi. I had no clue. And let me finish watching this trailer.
You're not thinking of running, are you? Not in this icebox. Any idea where we are? Nuremberg.
We're in the heart of the fatherland now, boy.
Oh, that's the entirety of Shooter's performance, right? That's everything you see of him.
Right.
That's him. They might have cut that line from the episode because I don't remember it.
Whoever fights.
Okay, yeah. So that doesn't look real.
It doesn't.
I hear what you're saying.
That's the thing, and also
but it looks real,
right? Like for instance, right? One of the best shot movies, photography wise, in my opinion. And it's a sequence. There's a film called Black Rain. It was directed by Ridley Scott.
Oh, Ridley Scott.
Right. And there's this sequence in it. And I remember seeing it in the cinema. And the sequence just blew me. I was like, that photography is just amazing. It's the bit where...
Talking about on the scene when they're on the bikes with...
No. It's literally a scene where they use this long lens where not Kirk Douglas... Michael Douglas. Sorry,
Michael Douglas.
He's running, and this big truck is behind him. And because they use this huge lens, the photography and the way they shot that was just amazing. It was like it was 3D.
You're right. Okay, you're 100% correct, and that is an understanding of what the lenses do is a lot of art.
Yeah.
There was I remember seeing the making of Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Where there's a Coppola, right? Yeah. He manually changed the lens on the camera, and the DP, the director of photography, was changing it to another because he thought he made a mistake. He says, "No, I chose that for a reason."
But also, the director of photography in those days, right, in the 80s and the 90s, they had to know their salt because you didn't have so much digital fixery in post in those days, so they had to know what they were doing as a DOP, right? If you look at The Rock, all the black is black in those films. Look at that shot there. There's no black in that shot at all, right? That's a shadow. That's a woman in shadow right there, and it's like, what is it? That's not even black. That's what?
It's like
blue, light blue, or
yeah,
something
you make
like
the
that.
point.
It's
But again, look, listen. For my eye as a layman, I hear where you're coming from. You're a filmmaker. You know what you're looking at. I'm looking forward to when I can put into a AI prompt, Berlin destroyed by World War II rubble. Yeah, but have it make that right. I think we're going to be. We're very close to AI movies.
We probably are too close to AI movies.
No, but don't you understand? That's going to be great. That's going to be great for people like you and me.
Let me ask you this question, Rabbi. Yeah. Right, and I asked this question in other streams as well. Do you think we are in the midst of the death of Hollywood?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, everybody says yes.
100%. Because why? They're desperately clinging on to an outdated model, and they're proponents of an insane religion, and they're on a quest to convert the world, and nobody's buying it. Frank, we were being polite about the trans stuff for a few years, but we've had enough. Right? That's basically where we are.
Monsters should take care not to become a monster.
Yeah, that's made us do some tough things. The things these people are capable of.
Yeah, there's some great performances in this. I mean, the last two actors we saw, I thought they... again, you get to know them as the show goes on. So this is a show you really got to watch, I think, a large body of it to appreciate.
Right. They got to come.
I'm hoping they're going to show the aerial shot at the beginning, which is stunning.
I'm in. We make a run for it tonight.
Get going. I'm right behind you.
Don't shoot!
Go, Bug! Get out of here!
Yeah, this parachuting shot, basically you see a plane getting shot down. It's towards the end of World War II, and he veers it over to the Russian lines, right? And you see him there, and it's so convincing. Like, and here's the thing that blows my mind: normal people did this, right? The admiration I have for this generation is beyond bounds. But normal people did this. Can you imagine? You just jumped out of a crashing plane. It blows my mind, right?
It's either kill or be killed, isn't it?
Yeah, well, sort of doesn't go down that way. But anyway, I very much appreciated that series.
Well, maybe I'll give it a shot if somebody, whatever. I've yet to watch Battlestar Galactica actually, because somebody.
What about Battlestar Galactica?
I've yet to watch it because somebody sent me all the episodes. So
my god! Are you okay? So here's the problem. You need to put yourself in the mindset of 9/11, right? Because it is a complete reaction to 9/11. Right? It's you have like scenes in it that visually touch it so like it's essentially that. Okay, you have a mini series that's quite slow. I would say reasonably slow, and it really only kicks in the first episode, which is called 33. But it talks about like the destruction of a civilization to a great extent. But there's a bit in it where people are looking for people who are seeing if anybody can find people who are alive, and they all put pictures up, and it's exactly like 9/11, right? Okay. It is and it's so much more powerful watching it back then because it was. But I'm telling you, the miniseries is relatively slow. If you want to do like go through the whole thing, I will so go through the whole thing with you. And do a stream on each one. In fact, here, 1 second. I tried it before, and I actually do. I still have this here. I think I do. 1 second. I actually had an intro made for it, but it just never. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's just where to go. 1 second. There you go. So I'm ready to go for that.
Okay.
But yeah, no. If you want to go through every episode, we'll do a stream. I am so up for that.
It's just got to
Love
find
that.
time to bloody watch the damn thing. Oh,
Well,
God.
do it like a little, an episode a week or something.
I'll give it a shot. I don't know. I'll try.
So yeah, Conrad said the series gender swapped 2 characters, not necessarily bad, but dropped all the original female characters. I forgot about that because all the original female characters were shit.
They didn't do anything. Yeah, they
What?
didn't do anything. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was the best sex swaps I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? What's her name? Katie Sackhoff of Starbuck. You know why? She created a feminine character with the similar traits to Starbuck, right? Which is a feminine version, like who is basically a damaged, messed up woman. So which really, really, really worked, right? But yeah, oh man, Battlestar Galactica is fantastic. There's a great sketch with what's that show? Portlandia. 1 second. Let's see if I can find that sketch because it is hilarious. 1 second. Portlandia, Battlestar Galactica. Is that Portlandia Battles? Okay, fine. Battlestar Galactica. Oh, it goes on for 10 minutes. Yeah, 1 second. We'll watch first beginning of it because this is exactly what getting into Battlestar Galactica is like. It takes over your life to a great extent.
Yeah.
And so here it comes. Now, this is a 10-minute sketch, so we're not watching the full thing.
Good.
1 second. Download. Download. There we go. Video file. Doink.
Dad.
Yeah?
This thing starts at 7:15. I just need to find my keys, and then we need to leave.
What is this thing we're going to anyway?
It's Sarah's birthday. We're going to Screen Door. You already knew that.
Don't we go to these things like every week, it seems?
Yeah. It's her birthday. She's my friend, okay? So just...
What is she, 9?
You know what? That's not funny. You're just being a baby.
Why don't we watch this Battlestar Galactica DVD I just got? Season 1. I heard really good things about it.
Hey, this is funny because it's so freaking real.
Okay, I mean, the woman that I volunteer with at the Humane Society is always like, this is such a great show.
Right, this goes forward. 45 minutes later.
Wow.
Okay, it was good.
That's so well done.
Do we have time to watch one more, you think?
I think so. What?
Damn, that is crazy.
That's amazing.
I just texted Sarah happy birthday, so that's done. I have to get up early for work, so let's get in our PJs, and then we'll watch one more.
Okay, one more. So good. How is it so good?
What time is it?
It's like daylight already. How did that even happen?
We just stayed up all night.
Do you want to watch more?
My vacation day starts now.
Which go work.
Intense.
Oh my God, so.
That's so accurate. Listen, you watch when you get to the first episode of the series proper. Okay, brilliant premise, right? They Battlestar Galactica, the premise of the ragtag fleet. So they have a plot point they kind of forget as the series goes on that when you jump. You do like warp speed. You don't do jump. You warp speed. You do like these warp jumps, but it makes you can't. It like messes you up a little bit. It freaks you out. So and you can't sleep through it. So the Cylons are chasing the fleet, and they turn up every 33 minutes. Right. So no one's got any sleep for like 4 days as they keep jumping to try and stay away from them. And so you have all this fatigue going on as they try and work out how they keep finding it. It's brilliant, right? You start with that episode. You can't stop until you get to the end of the first season, and then you probably go another 6 episodes. It is genuinely that compelling.
The last time I was compelled by a TV show, and I stopped watching at 4 o'clock in the morning was the first season of Daredevil. I kept watching, and then I realized it was 4 in the morning, and I had to stop. So.
I don't get it with shows so much. I can't binge. I'm too old. But I did watch all of Oppenheimer in one season.
One sitting.
And I thought I was going to break into 2 or 3, but I found that also very compelling. Which reminds me, what's your take on the Christopher Nolan Prisoner?
Is he going to do it?
That's the rumor. Let me find. I'll pull up the article. 1 second.
Chris Nolan, he's a really intelligent director. He'd probably do a good job on it. Tell you the truth,
I think so too.
Because the nuance of that show is far more deeper than everybody thinks it is.
Oh no, anybody likes it understands how deep.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
So yeah, so it's rumored to be his next movie.
You saw the remake, did you?
Way better him directing Bond 26. I agree.
I don't think he should direct a James Bond film, but I do think he should direct this one, The Prisoner.
Yeah, this will be really interesting, right?
The remake was terrible. Did you see the remake?
Yes, it was. You know what was terrible about it? It was a complete waste of an opportunity. You had a great cast, like Ian McKellen as number 2. I love the setting. The village they had in the middle of Africa, that was very interesting. Yeah, you had. I like Jim Cavill. Did you ever see The Sound of Freedom?
Yes.
Great, probably the best movie of last year. I mean, like really,
it was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
and I can certainly see why Disney wanted to suppress it.
The reason why I think he'd be good to direct this is because it's quintessentially English. The Prisoner. Right across the board, isn't it? Even from the costumes that the organization wears, it's very much school preppy kind of look, isn't it?
English in 1960s.
Yes.
But okay, this is what I think would make it much more interesting. That Christopher Nolan's directing it. He is obsessed with perception of reality through time.
Yes,
right?
he is. Yeah.
I've got to watch. Have you ever watched Tenet and understood it?
I watched. Yeah, I do understand Tenet. I still think it's a terrible movie.
I got it because I watched it once. I'm like, I don't really understand. I got to watch it again because I really want to understand.
Too pretentious. It's too pretentious.
That's what
I think.
But Dunkirk. Oh, that's the other thing on Apple Plus. Let's go through all the great women. They had Dunkirk on that. I love Dunkirk. I love the way they play with time in that. Right, you have the 3 different time frames, and then you've also got Inception, where you have the time running at different speeds. You have Oppenheimer, which is about his personal experience of the creation of the bomb, which so time is kind of like messed. It's all associative rather than chronological.
The question is, who's Chris Nolan going to cast as the main character in The Prisoner? Because that's really important too.
You got to pass somebody who's good at being pissed off quietly.
But I mean, Patrick McGowan's portrayal of the character, he was in control, but it always ends where he's not in control. If you know what I mean, he always comes across.
He was imprisoned yet remained in control, right?
Yes, yeah.
I will not be pushed forward, debriefed, or numbered.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen, I'll be. Who would you cast as the Prisoner?
I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard. Someone that's stoic as Patrick McGowan.
Stoic and like got that inner like
strength and leadership
and like fury, right?
Yeah.
He always had that fury burning. Man, it's a really good question.
I don't know.
I can't think of many actors that could really bring it.
But knowing them, they'll probably cast a black guy.
Well, I think listen, if you want to cast a black guy for something that was a white guy, Captain Scarlet, played by John Boyega.
Oh God,
John Boyega is perfect for Captain Scarlet.
No, he's not.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. Right here's the pitch. Right, why is Captain Scarlet so great? Because it's a very contemporary spy thriller set in a sci-fi setting. Right, very very contemporary. That's why it was like Cary Grant. That was like the era it was made in. That was like the archetypal spy. Now it's much more Bourne Identity, James Bond, Daniel Craig. You need somebody who could run, like Tom Cruise. I would say Tom Cruise, but he's too old. You need somebody who could run on like so like John Boyega, I think, could really bring it. Now, if you expand that out to a movie, because I think you've got to make the character a bit more three-dimensional. If you add in Captain Scarlet having a wife and family, you have, and you can put them in danger some way. You have him having something to live for, right, and something to protect. And I think he's really good at that emotional work, and he can bring the action. And I don't think it's a race swap for race swap's sake. I think.
Can I ask you a question then?
Yeah.
Do you think a white man should play Shaft?
Play Shaft? No, because that's intrinsically a black role.
Then why is it all right to cast John Boyega as
Because I don't
Scarlet?
think Captain Scarlet is intrinsically a white role. I think James Bond is. James Bond has to be a white guy. Why? He's from an ancient British aristocratic family.
Explain to me.
Exclusively white.
Well,
What?
explain to me intrinsically white role. Explain to
James
me
Bond,
that.
I just did. It's part of his character that he's white. He comes from
Okay, hold on. So you're not making any sense, right?
Yes,
so
I am. You don't understand.
Originally, Captain Scarlet was white, right?
Right.
So why is it different?
Okay, because him being white isn't a facet of that character, while James Bond being white is a facet of that character.
No. James Bond was written by a white guy, and he's white in the novel.
Right.
Captain Scarlet was written by a white guy, and he's white in the show.
I think you're looking at it a bit.
No.
I really do. I think you're looking at it too.
Rabbi, it is wrong to race swap.
I disagree with you.
If it's wrong, let me finish. If it's wrong to race swap Shaft, why is it?
No.
Why
is it characters that can't be race swapped?
No. That's
okay.
absolute rubbish.
Perry White in Man of Steel in the Superman movie is played by.
He should be white because the original character is white, right?
See, I disagree. Okay, here's why I disagree with you.
Look, this is the thing, right? 20 years ago, it would be fine. Now, today, it's not fine. It's not fine.
Oh, no, okay. So
fine
that's a whole different factor you're bringing in.
Right.
Today, today's race swaps are done through laziness and racism, essentially,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
I agree with you there. And it always bleeds through the screen. You can always tell, right? But okay, great example. I'm watching the show Constellation, Apple Plus, like Apple Plus a lot, right? And so they just had one of the characters, an episode focused on a black character, right? And it wasn't. You could tell that he wasn't put in there to be a black character. He was a character that was black. That was something totally different. But again, something that really pissed me off in Masters of the Air. You had at the end of the last episode, you have the captions come up. You can see what happened to all the characters, and and you saw the pictures of them in real life. So you had the main character who narrated the whole thing. He came up first. Then you had these 3 black characters. I was like, who's that? I don't remember them. When were they in it? I don't remember. And they were just in there to be black. They really were, right? And then you had all the other characters who you knew because they were actually part of the bloody show. But in you can tell.
Seriously, it is especially today. It is wrong to race swap. In a movie, make something up for John Boyega so that it will end up as a classic.
I disagree. I think it's all about deconstructing the character and finding out what they are. And if the character is intrinsically white, I think it's wrong to race.
You do realize you're helping them, don't you, by actually saying things like this?
But I have to be honest as well.
No,
I have to be honest.
Good. It's not good, man. But Captain Scarlet's a white geezer. Come on, let's face it.
Again, I see nothing in that role that makes him interesting.
Why is Captain Scarlet so different to something like Shaft or something like?
I'll explain again. Being black is a fundamental part of that character. That's part of the informational build of the character.
Same thing with Captain Scarlet.
No, disagree with you. Disagree.
Yes,
okay, tell me. I can tell you how James Bond being white is part of his character. Tell me how Captain Scarlet being white is part.
It's very simple.
White in the 60s.
It's very simple, right?
Okay.
James Bond was created by a white geezer, therefore that character's white. Captain Scarlet was created by a white geezer, therefore that guy is white. You can't just come in and just race swap because of
it's not just
current
race
day.
swapping. It's okay if I'm doing a sci-fi spy thriller. I think John Boyega is probably one of the best people to cast, right? And the way I'm thinking, I think he really would be one. So it doesn't strike me as was it Captain Blue?
Why is Captain Scarlet less important than someone like James Bond?
It's not less important. James Bond's character being white.
That's what you're saying.
It's part of the narrative that he's white. It's
the same thing with Captain Scarlet as well.
Scarlet is white.
No, same thing with Captain Scarlet as well. It's the same reason why.
But they didn't put it into the narrative. It's not part of the narrative.
And nor did they do that for James Bond either.
Yes, they did. Absolutely, they did. Absolutely,
How?
they did.
How?
Because his character is a damaged aristocrat, right? A damaged aristocrat from a very aristocratic family that are exclusively white.
So you're saying that there's no black aristocratic black guys out there?
There are, well, no, okay. So here's the thing: there was an influx of black people into like the into high society in Britain in the 70s. I agree with you, 100%. But once you do that, you've moved so far from the main the original character that it's not the same character anymore. I'm not saying a kick-ass spy can't be black. I'm saying James Bond can't be black.
I tell you one thing, right?
Yeah.
The mistake that Hollywood's making is they're not. They seem to be supporting, people of color, but they're not, because they're not creating original stuff.
Black people have less choice in roles now than they did in the 50s.
Exactly. And then they give them hand-me-downs. And because black people,
take out Little Mermaid, aren't we good people? Yeah, okay. who is the Black Little Mermaid for? Not for black people. It's for the demographic that's called the awfuls, affluent white female liberals, right? It is for, because the worst thing that Barack Obama did to the world is he made white people feel good about themselves for electing him. So look at us, we've moved so far on from racism. We're such great people. Oh, we love ourselves so much. And that's why you have a Black Little Mermaid.
I don't know, mate. It's all very confusing to me. the whole thing is just I can't be asked with it anymore. Seriously, I really can't be asked with any of it.
But again, here's the thing. I don't want to take this insanity and racism, which is what Hollywood is, right? I don't want to take it and cripple creative visions, right? Like the idea of John Boyega being Captain Scarlet really excites me. I would love that movie. It really genuinely does.
I wouldn't, because you'll get a backlash and it won't do any good for the movie.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. And this is the thing with Doctor Who. You can make all the changes of canon you want as long as it's good. As long as
I don't believe that.
Yes, you can. People were fucked off like nothing in the 70s about Deadly Assassin, right? How dare you change Gallifrey? What is that? This isn't the same universe. Because it was basically the Manchurian Candidate.
But that's a good argument and a good thing to be angry about. At least they didn't change the playing field of the Doctor Who, did they? They didn't make Doctor gay, did they? Didn't make him dance at a gay bar, did they? They didn't change him into a woman, did they? Do you know what I mean?
It's
still within the
parameters. No, it's still matching there.
No, hold on. It's still in the parameters of Doctor Who, right? Yes. As fans, right?
Okay,
do you
fandom in the 70s said no. I remember it.
I know. But that's a really good thing to argue about, isn't it? In the pub, drinking a beer, arguing about that, right?
I agree.
And that was a different time. Today, now, what they're doing is they're trying to destroy the past because they want this new free future, and that's why it's so wrong today. In those days, that was great to argue about, wasn't it?
Okay, fine. So let me ask you a question. If you can press a button and you turn the wokeness off of the world, right?
Yeah.
And it just like, bing, wave a magic wand, it's all gone. Bibbly bobbly, fuck off, right? All gone, right? Would you be okay with a Black Captain Scarlet then in a sane world?
Probably.
Okay, fine. That's the only difference between us. You are looking at it on a practical level of it actually being made in this world.
No, but
I agree with you. Stay away from it. It'll be a disaster, right? I'm much more.
If they did do, the thing is, if they made it now, you'll get a backlash, and I reckon Jerry Anson's son won't put up with that. He wouldn't. He really would. Do you know what? Right?
We'll put up with they back up a truck full of money into his living room. We'll put up with it.
Do you know what, Rabbi? Though, I still think, even now, even though he's over the hill, the best person to play Captain Scarlet is Tom Cruise.
No,
I reckon he can do it now.
Honestly, I wish I could go back in time and say
he actually looks like him.
Yeah, if I could go back in time when he was about to do
you're right.
Mission Impossible, and say no, get Captain Scarlet instead. You get the spy shit and sci-fi.
I agree. I totally agree. And also, right, when you make Captain Scarlet, you're gonna make those angels hot as hell.
Absolutely,
you've got to.
Sydney
Otherwise,
Sweeney,
if you
baby.
don't, there's no point. Yeah, there's no point, is there, having the angels if they're not as hot as hell, right?
Okay, may I introduce you the obvious casting for Destiny Angel, right? Obvious casting. There you go. Why would you even think of doing anything other? I mean, like, she's perfect.
This is the thing, right? So, if you were making a Captain Scarlet movie, especially today, right, I wouldn't advise you having a black man to play Captain Scarlet, but I also advise you to have Destiny Angel to have a little side story of her own in the show as well, because you know they were terrific. The Angels, weren't they? And they were the last.
You got about them. Darren M. Cillian Murphy as the prisoner. Good choice.
Wow, yes. Well,
very
if
good
he does
choice.
It does go down that route. He probably will cast him, won't he?
Yeah. That's a Darren M. Can't disagree. Excellent. I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I'd really like to see that.
I love
He's
to see
a
it as
great
well.
actor. Although,
set it in the 60s as well. Set it in the 60s. Don't set it in modern day.
Nice idea. Nice idea. So the big finish take on not Captain Scarlet, on The Prisoner, I thought was actually very good.
I don't listen to Big Finish.
So if you do listen to the old stuff, right? Everything, basically, go to everything before 2015. In 2015, if I can live on a loop, like the Matrix was on a loop.
Yeah,
I will go from 1990 to 2015. That's the best time to live.
I do like the 80s though. I like the 90s as well, but I think when it hit 2000s, I think things were kind of dying out. Music, films.
I know, but no. The 2000s were the noughties was a great decade.
Yeah, probably
there's
right.
So much optimism, right? Look at the Queen's Silver Jubilee. It had you had the Daniel Craig doing the sketch where he jumped.
yeah, that was
so
funny.
Pride in being British. Look at the 2005 Doctor Who. You had Big Ben. You had London Eye. It was all at big red buses. It was dripped with pride of being British, right?
Yeah, it's true. Now they're not doing that. Now they're having
20 because again, DEI,
Snowman.
man, in 2015. Like I just completely cleaned my office, right? I got rid of so much stuff. It looks.
Did you?
So, but here I put out my old where is it? It's over here. Sorry, my old SFX. I keep pointing in the wrong direction. I want. There you go, that way. There you go. There, my old SFX magazines. It goes from.
I've got loads of them. I've got in the cupboard under the stairs. I've got a crap load of them. I used to collect them religiously. That was before the internet and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Visual effects. Yeah.
So I got it. So it goes from 2007 to 2015. Every Sabbath when I'm offline, most Sabbaths, I pull one out and I read them and I just see where we are. If you like the 80s, you don't read comic books, do you?
I used to.
Okay, I just read a great one this Sabbath, but there's if you like good crime noir fiction, Criminal by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. It is.
Yeah. I hear they're making that into. Well, no, I haven't. I hear they're making it into a movie though.
Because you could just film. Okay, you could just pick that up and film it. If you want to check out comics, that is the one to go for. Right?
Okay.
It is just solid writing and storytelling.
The last time I read a comic book, I got to admit, was a long time ago. The one that enthralled me was Sin City. I remember going into
man.
Sin City.
That was good. That was good. But
that was when I came off Marvel and DC and ended up reading Deadline with Tank Girl and all those kind of.
That was the 90s.
Yeah, that was 90s. It was kind of punk rock comics. I don't know if you used to read Deadline, it's a British magazine. That's where Tank Girl came from. And I used to read them religiously. And then one day went into Forbidden Planet and I saw Sin City. And then I was hooked. Sin City. I bought all of them, all the short ones, the whole.
It was very innovative. Yeah. It was Frank Miller reinventing comics again. I agree with you. But I found the writing, it was more about shock value to us a lot, which it was great at the time. But in terms of like great storytelling, that's what this is, and he sets everything in the mid 80s, right? The one I read was just over South was called Where the Body Was, and it was set in a normal suburban street in America in 1984, and you have all these different characters, and you get to see their lives and how they interact, they intersect and make the story. But they keep turning to camera in the middle and saying what they were really thinking when things were going on. And then you see them later on in life, again, narrating the story. It's really clever storytelling. I like that a lot. Anything you're looking forward to this year?
Well, I've been today, right? I took a bit of a break and I've been looking at some of the behind the scenes of the Ghostbusters film, the new one.
Yeah,
I've
what do
been
you
seeing
think?
interviews and stuff. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'll probably go and see it, but I don't know. I know I'm going to be disappointed. I've seen there was one guy, I can't remember his name, but he just came out to cinema in America and he just saw it, and his review was like, I really enjoyed it, but immediately when somebody says I really enjoyed it, but there's something wrong with it. We'll find out. I'll find out. It's coming out. It's coming out over here soon.
Yeah, it's coming out here soon. Here, one second. Let me
Yeah.
have a look when it's coming out. 1 second. Let me go to the cinema here. I'll share the screen. Let everybody go on the same journey with me.
I'm definitely going to go to see it in the cinema, though.
Yeah,
go
so
to
let's
the
have a look.
Ghostbusters.
I'll go look at Hot Cinema. That's my local movie house. There we go. Buckaroo, Buckalonot. That's coming soon to cinemas. Let's go. This is out already?
What's that? Oh, that one.
Oh, no, here it comes out on the 11th of April. Wait,
Oh,
is this,
really?
Is
That's ages away.
Is that the Russian one? Maybe it's out already. 1 second.
Well, it might be out where you are, but around here it isn't.
Let's have a look. Wonka. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I would see that on screen. People said this was shit, Argyle. I thought the trailer looked great.
Yeah, I saw it. It wasn't very
Madam
good.
Web. Like, how do you have a movie with Sydney Sweeney in it and everybody thinks it's shit?
Well, they flattened down her boobies, didn't they?
Oh, stop. They do that with Millie Gibson as well. Let me see. They do everything they can to make Millie Gibson look less feminine. And they never succeed.
And also, why do they put her in? I mean,
because they want her to look less feminine. Because they're pushing being like gender neutrality and whatever weird shit they're always pushing. Oh, they're always pushing weird shit, mate. They're always
and what's the cross in that? Do you notice the cross in that?
Oh, I did see that here. That's the Disney Plus one. That's the Disney Plus cross, and the American English version doesn't have that. But I mean, do you think that's like they're saying we're claiming Christianity?
Yes. No. Well, they're basically trying to wipe out the British viewers. They're trying to claim Doctor Who to their ilk, if you know what I mean. That's why.
But the problem they're going to run into is that the stuff they're doing just isn't good enough.
I said there was a thing on Facebook, and they were talking about how they're not releasing Doctor Who over here, blah blah whatever. And I put something in Facebook saying, look, the one rule about Fight Clubs, you don't talk about Fight Club. I also said that if you've broken up with your girlfriend, there's no point in stalking her and seeing what she does day by day.
Okay,
so you get what I'm saying.
Okay, you
get what I'm saying.
I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen.
Well, the thing is, though, you know what's going to happen, so you're still stalking the girlfriend.
I suspect what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
right?
It doesn't matter because basically you got wrong casting as the Doctor, and you got the agenda, and it's made by Disney, and you know what's going to happen. There might be a few episodes here and there
before counting it out. I think a lot's going. Look at this: Disney admits Marvel Phase 4 and 5 from investor highlights. That's not good news. Blade's still flailing. Henry Cavill's Wolverine. That's just going to be for the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Which I think it's going to be fun for the Deadpool movie. They dropped Kang from Avengers 5. I think
what a shock.
Everything is falling apart, right? Everything is falling apart. And I just don't think... I think they've run out of other people's money to spend.
Well, it's Black Rock, isn't it?
What?
Apparently, Black Rock reported that they have lost billions on trying to get the message out there. Basically.
Yeah. Why? Because it's a religion. It's a crazy bonkers religion at that.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing sane about any of this stuff.
And
when
it was Women's Day as well, who was in the front row?
Oh, okay, fine. So let me shit. Fine. I was going to wrap up, but you're bringing this up, right? You're bringing this up. You give me no choice. Yeah, so, everybody's favorite woman has just put out a music video for International Women's Day. Let me just share that with you for a minute.
Why?
Let me see if I can find. I think I still have it. Where is it?
It's so bad.
Is this it? Oh, here we go. Doink.
Basics, glass look, quick change, sip champagne. Playing catch up cause we missed the
just grosses me.
Who
I'm sorry.
financed this?
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Lady Gaga promoting it, I think. But yeah, check this out. So this is the Daily Wire take on it. So according to Dylan Mulvaney's new song, Girlhood consists of not being able to get out of bed, popping prescription pills, retail therapy, doing the walk of shame, not remembering who you hook up with, overspending, flirting for drinks, listening to the Twilight soundtrack, and breaking down in the bath. It's here's the thing that amazes me, right? I have one neighbor I call my most feminist neighbor, right? I have a feminist neighbor. They completely bought into the trans thing. I'm like, this is the most misogynistic, woman-hating movement in the history of time. That's from somebody who's reasonably sexist himself, right? I am just like aghast at the intense sexistness of the trans.
It's crazy, isn't it?
We live in crazy times. Holding out for the end of days, baby. Holding out for the end of days. You know.
I hope that doesn't come in my lifetime. Is all I can say.
Think it is, mate. I think it is. Please, I can't go for another. Like in Judaism, you break things down in 7-year cycles. I can't go another. We've got 5 more years in this cycle before please let the end of days happen today, right? Or this year, like Passover sometime around there. That'd be perfect, right? We got the Jewish holiday of Purim next week.
Well, we got Easter coming up. And
exactly.
Christian
So,
well,
wouldn't that be a great time for the end of days? Or like the beginning of days. I just think it'll be good news. Honestly, I think it's the only thing that would solve the insanity that we're in.
Oh man.
Oh man. But anyway, speedily in our days. By the way, I'm going to wrap up a minute. Did you see this story, which I think was
what's that?
Bizarroville. I was accused of being a Mossad agent this week.
Oh God! You pissed him off, didn't you?
I don't know how. I just said, I put out a really nice video a year ago saying, "Happy birthday, Nabil Shaban, 70 years young." He was great. He's done some post Doctor Who appearances as Sil. This one was good. That one's good. This movie he did, The Devil Season of Dreador, not so good. Give it a miss, right? So in his diatribe, he said, "All I said was I didn't get he was upset he didn't get the sequel to this greenlit because of an evil Zionist Mossad plot." He really believes it.
The thing is, though, you don't tell a mother that she's got an ugly baby. Do you know what I mean? So that's what you've done. You've done that to him.
I know what to tell you, mate. Look, you're a professional actor. You're going to get reviews.
Yeah,
and he said, he was like, "Oh, you've revealed yourself to be a Zionist and a Trump supporter." I'm like, I'm proud of both those things, quite frankly. Anyway, and then somebody next day sent me this. Jeremy Corbyn selling his piece of shit movie. That's before he destroyed the Labour Party.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yes, I think that's a fair thing to say. Fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to wrap up. Do you have anything coming up this week you would like to let the world know?
No, not really. Yeah, no, not really.
Not really. No, nothing's
really,
happening with the Mega Geek this week. What can I tell you?
Happening.
Listen. I wish you every success in your career. I'm not green-lighting you to direct Captain Scarlet, though, right? We have clearly different creative visions on that, right?
Cool.
You can do the Stingray movie. Stingray starring
you see, Rabbi, this discussion, right, that we've had about Captain Scarlet, I think it's absolutely freaking awesome. It's when people take things like this to heart and they start trying to cancel people. This is the era that we're in now, isn't it? It's just absolute madness.
Again, I see culture going in the other direction. Culture is going against the woke people in every way, and everything's failing, everything's falling apart. Okay, you know why I think the end of days is here? The end of days, we're actually living at the end of days. I think it's because from Jewish philosophy, it is the death of the Satan, we call him, right? And as the Satan runs out, firstly, say devil's due, right? The devil gets paid off for everything that he's owed, right? So, and we've been seeing that for the last few years. We've seen that, the Biden White House having complete control, and the satanic evil shit dripping out of every institution, Hollywood, and every piece of culture, right? And I just see the power of all these things failing, right? And I think because the devil is dying, right? I think the devil is dying, and he doesn't have the power to protect these evil shit anymore. And when the devil dies, that's when the messianic era begins. And I think we're pretty darn close. I would like to hope so. Who knows?
I hope not.
Well, look. Yeah, I've always said you are the Arthur C. Clarke of the fandom world, right? If you remember Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, you would always say, look at the Yeti. Look at. So, do you think this is real Arthur C. Clarke? And every episode would be like, well, frankly, I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? It was. Can I find? Anyway, by the way, I'm going to look up for one more thing before I go.
Oh God!
Look at what the good is doing. Arthur C. Clarke. Arthur C. Clarke.
That'd be Graham Garden, wouldn't it?
It would be Graham Garden. Here it is. Ah, is that it? Man, the goodies.
I love the goodies.
Yeah. That's what one of the shows that
they never repeated them though. They never repeated them.
It's really weird. Or release them on Blu-ray. Or DVD. Like this would be, I don't know why, but here, this is you, okay? I'm literally looking at you.
The Himalayan foothills, traditional home of the abominable snowman or Yeti. Or is it? Well, once again, cobblers. Yeti just doesn't exist. And to prove it, I'm going to leave a copy of my book, The Mysterious World of Arthur C. Clarke, price £9, and that really is amazing. I'm going to leave it on this.
I mean, that's a long time ago.
Rock, and if any Yeti comes and tries to eat it, you'll shout Arthur. All right?
Yes, Arthur. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go away now, and if you see any Yetis, don't forget to shout.
All right, Arthur. We will. Don't worry.
This is you, right? I like that. Oh, the shooting gun episode's good. The shoot.
Did you see one?
Yes!
You just imagined it.
No, we didn't, Arthur. We didn't. It was... There it again! It's a gun! Arthur! Arthur! Oh. You think he's going to eat your book? He's got the book! He's got it! He's eating it!
I don't smell like anything like this anymore.
No, they don't. The goodies was brilliant.
Right.
Did you see one?
Yes, he's behind you!
He's behind me, you say?
Yes, he's in the book!
Are you sure?
Oh, yes!
This is you! Are you sure that episode of Doctor Who was good? No!
Well, I'm going to turn around and have a look.
Well, go on then!
You're not teasing old Arthur, are you? Turning around now.
He went behind the rock! He was there! He's there, still there!
You're having me on.
Not, he's behind the rock. Look at the book! Go on, look at the book! Go on, look at it! Teeth marks!
Mice.
Oh.
Well, that ends another visit to my mysterious world. And once again, we've proved that the only real mystery is why they pay me a lot of money to stand here and tell you that I don't believe in any of it.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up. I'm back tomorrow night for more salacious fun and frivolity, probably more evil cyber filth will be coming your way on my channel. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. Thank you, Mega Geek, for joining us tonight. I'm going to hit the end broadcast. Good night. Good luck.